From the Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen,
this is Roz and Mocha.
it's Roz and Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno Mars.
This is Selena Gomez.
The Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Celestia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Ready to go.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow!
You just won $1,000.
That is amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Why are people drinking mayonnaise and coffee?
Gross.
Because we were told to.
No, nobody's doing it. So I love. Okay, we've talked about this so many times on this show.
Not it, by the way.
When companies, yeah, you are. I already said not it.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
In your head.
No, I didn't. I said that right before. Right, this is the first words out of my mouth.
Did you?
Yeah, ask the audience. They know. So
No, we didn't.
yeah, I did. So companies often do these things where Twitter is now, they weaponize nonsense, okay? And when I say that, companies tweet out something stupid and then they get everybody all whipped up into a frenzy and then they go, and that's how you do that, right? Okay, and then everybody starts talking about Hellman's Mayo for a couple of days. So Hellman's tweeted this last week. They go, mayo in your coffee. That's it. That's the tweet. And then they followed that up with the benefits of putting mayo in your coffee include mayo in your coffee, coffee in your mayo. And then they followed that up with, nope, that wasn't a typo. Mayo in your coffee, it's called having a sophisticated palate. So again, nobody is putting mayonnaise in coffee.
No, not at all.
Okay, but people started there was an uproar. Okay, as there always is with this stuff, because people don't understand things.
Yeah.
And then it all became a thing, and then Dionne Warwick got involved.
Dionne Warwick?
Okay, she blocked Hellman's
Okay.
on Twitter.
Like they care.
And then said to those asking why they want us to put mayonnaise in coffee, I won't tolerate that, is what Dionne Warwick said. So anyway, in the spirit of investigative journalism, what we've done today is Damnit Maury has Hellman's Mayo.
Low fat.
See it. Low fat? No, that's not in the spirit of this. You need full fat. This is the first time in your life you ever bought something low fat and you do it for this?
Because it was on sale.
Oh, Jesus. First of all, that is the biggest thing of mayonnaise I've ever seen in my life.
Also, I swear I didn't hear you say not it.
Yeah, I did at the very beginning. People will tell you.
He heard nothing
No,
else
no,
you
no.
said.
People will tell you. People will tell you. People will tell you. Trust me. Trust me. Okay, so Damnit Maury has 2 clear cups, and he is going to. Do you want to pour? Did you bring something to stir with?
Oh, I have a pen.
Ew.
Dog, come prepared, man.
Okay, so here we go. Ready?
Okay, Maury's pouring 1 coffee.
That coffee looks
and,
so
and
good.
it's clear glasses, and it's black coffee too,
I
right?
hope it's tempered glass.
Okay, and now grab the mayo. Okay, so he has a clear glass of coffee. Oh, it looks like a science experiment.
It's all clumpy at the bottom.
Look at the bottom.
Oh, my God.
That looks like a coffee cup full of worms.
Oh, that really does. And also, you have to drink a lot of coffee to get to that mayo. I would pour some of that coffee out because that looks like a hot cup of coffee.
I'm not chugging that. You can't chug coffee.
No.
Like,
put it back in the
super hot.
cup, man. What are you doing?
Okay, here we go.
First of all, you need to have
Common sense.
Okay, there
come in
goes
here
the
with a
rest of
plan.
there goes the rest of the mayo in there.
Oh, that's so rough.
It's dripping down the side. Okay. Okay, so what are you gonna do? You're gonna pass one to Mocha? All right.
Oh, it
Okay,
really
so-
does look like worms.
Okay, so whoa.
In this
because it's a
cup of
squeeze
coffee.
bottle.
Yeah.
And it all
See
came
this?
out in oh my God, that really looks
Gross, right?
Hold yours up, Maury. Oh my God.
I will say,
Oh my God. Yeah.
I could, I don't smell mayo. I still only smell coffee.
Yeah?
Which is weird.
Okay. Mocha, do you want to go first?
Just
I
do
mean,
this. Swish it
no.
around.
Yeah, give it a maybe. Maury's swishing it around like he's at a fine wine tasting. Okay, so Mocha's swishing his around. Okay, so who would like to go first? Maury, would you like to go first?
Sure.
Okay, down the hatch, Maury. Oh, God, it's all on the bottom. Now, you better get some of that mayo because right now you're just having a delicious glass of coffee. Okay. Okay. More?
Oh, God. It hits you. Oh, it hits you. Oh, and it does not mix well. What are you doing, Hellman?
Go back for more. Oh, look at that.
Ew. That's so gross.
Oh, that may be the
Disgusting.
nastiest thing I've ever had.
Okay.
Mocha,
Okay.
go.
Okay, ready? It still only smells like coffee. I don't
Yeah.
smell.
So you smell no mayo in there. By the
No.
way, this is Hellman's tweeted last week. Mayo in your coffee. That's it. That's the tweet.
Okay, here we go.
Because
Ready?
Yeah. So this is the mayo in your coffee because apparently that's what you do. That's what Hellman said to do. Oh. Oh. Mocha just literally shot the whole glass.
Oh.
You know what's weird?
Bro, you just shot the whole thing.
I did. Oh, because that's how you do it.
Oh, no,
So
you
I
didn't.
taste the coffee.
Yeah.
I don't taste the mayo as much. The worst part of it
Yeah.
is the mayo still in my mouth, and I can feel the clumps going down my throat. That was the worst part. Yeah, that was the worst
It's
part.
thick.
No.
It's thick.
Oh, anyway, gross. I'll probably throw up in about 5 minutes. Look at Chef's face. Yeah, gross. Oh, God damn it. Yo, Maury's got COVID. Anyway, that's mayonnaise and coffee, y'all.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So, question for you, Mocha, and anybody listening right now. The question is this. If somebody says to you, I'm going to be a few minutes late, how many minutes is an acceptable amount of minutes to categorize as a few minutes late?
No more than 10.
Damn it, Maury?
I was going to say between 10 and 15.
Between 10
No.
and...
Between 10.
okay,
After
here
10
we
minutes,
go.
you're late.
Okay, so that's my thing.
Well, there's no point even bringing it up if you're going to be under 10.
No. So here's what I'm. Okay, so this is what I want to get at here. Okay, when somebody says I'm going to be a few minutes late, that is an acceptable thing that we accept, right? It's okay. Stuff happens when somebody becomes, quote, a few minutes late.
Totally cool with it.
At what point does a few minutes late, which is acceptable, become nah? You're just late.
After 10 minutes.
Okay, Maura, you say.
When it's no longer acceptable? After 15 minutes.
After 15 minutes.
Yeah.
No.
Interesting.
You're straight up late.
Interesting.
Couple of texts, actually. 5 to 10 minutes, says one person. Jennifer says 10 minutes. Deanna says no more than 10 minutes. Somebody said, if someone tells me that they're running late, I'm putting on my PJs and heading to the couch.
Oh, wow. But what is considered to be, quote, a few minutes late? Like, what is the acceptable amount of minutes when somebody claims to be a few minutes late?
Because the word, the way it's worded, right?
Yes.
When you say few,
yes,
that is the word that makes it no more than 10 minutes.
Right.
If you say, I'm going to be a few minutes late.
Yes.
But if you're going to be more than 10 minutes, you should say, hey, I'm going to be 15 minutes late, or I might be 30 minutes late. I'm running behind. I'm not going to get there within like 5-10 minutes.
I may be a little bit hardcore on this because I'm going to give you I'll give you the poll results. Just give me a minute on this.
By the way, majority of the texts that we're getting right now are saying anywhere between 5 and 10 minutes.
But 5 and 10 minutes is acceptable.
Listen,
when
Maury,
is it no
look at Maury,
longer
look.
acceptable?
Okay, but Maury, here's the thing, though, is that where you run into a problem in this situation when you tell somebody I'm going to be a few minutes late is that this is a sort of world where liars thrive because you, Maury, and I know this, you know that you will be 20 minutes late, but you are the type of person who will still call somebody and say, I'm going to be a few minutes late, where depending on how that person perceives that, could think that you're going to be 5 minutes, even
when
though
it comes
you
to
know.
time, when it comes to time, I'm always early.
No. But I'm saying it's not about that. It's about lying.
Can I please remind the room?
Yeah.
Not one time I invited Damnit Maury to
Yes.
my house.
Yes.
That's because I was with my husband.
Okay.
Right? The
sure.
one time
Yep.
I invited, it was
Once.
Roz and his wife, Catherine.
Once.
It was Damnit Maury and Damnit Matthew. The one and only time. And I vowed to never invite Maury over again.
Yes.
No, but
The
bring
time.
me
No.
No. Oh, come alone.
Roz and Catherine showed up on time. We set a time.
On
Damnit
time.
Maury and Damnit You showed up like 2 hours
Okay,
late.
now keep in mind, this was not like, this was dinner.
Yes.
Right? This was not like, beer in the backyard. This was a dinner party. And Maury, and how late was Maury?
2 hours.
2 hours.
And this is even
Babes.
after everybody in the house.
Yes.
We all independently called Maury.
Yes.
To make sure everything was okay. And he was
Yes.
ignoring our calls.
You invite me alone. I'll be 2 hours early.
Thank you. That's weird too.
Yeah, that's way too early,
Okay,
bro.
that's way too early. That's a whole other question.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I found this interesting thread on Reddit. Somebody asked this question that I think you, Roz, and you, Damn It, Maury, will be able to have an answer for. I, unfortunately, cannot participate.
Oh.
The question is, when did you realize that you are officially not young anymore?
Oh, like yesterday.
Okay?
Shut up that you can't take part.
If you want to get in on this, you can text us at 925-555, or you can simply call us at 416-870-8888. What was your moment yesterday?
When I had to
Damn It,
sit on
Maury?
when I had to sit on the toilet to put my socks on, and I was out of breath.
That was the moment, though? This never happened before. I've watched,
Till that moment,
But
I felt young.
Maury, I've watched you struggle in this room 4 years ago, struggle to put your socks on and get winded.
But that was like, it didn't hit me. It hit me.
By the way, when Maury tries to put a sock on, do you remember his technique of putting a sock on?
Tongue out, right?
No. He crosses his legs, okay, and puts one foot on top of the other one, right?
Yeah.
Then he takes the sock and he puts his thumb and his finger, holds the opening part, and then he whips it and tries to lasso the hole across the top of his foot until he gets
it's
it.
a carnival
like
game.
it's a carnival game, right? And then he tries to shimmy it over his toes. Then the other hand comes in, and you hear this as he bends down.
It's like you were in the bathroom
As he
with
bends
me.
down to try and put the sock on.
So again, when did you realize that you were officially not young anymore? This was on Reddit.
Roz, can we get your list?
No.
I threw my back out scooping cat litter one day. I didn't even do anything weird. I just bent over like normal, and then I was in pain for a week. I've since done it again, scooping litter. So I'm convinced that my boyfriend should handle that job from now on. Somebody else said, I just bought a new mop and was really excited to go home and use it. I mopped the whole apartment in absolute bliss. I had a truck sitting in front of my house for an hour at 1 a.m. Didn't know what they were up to, but I didn't like it. Finally, I knocked on the window and said, I don't know what you're doing, but do it somewhere else. Turns out it was a couple of teenagers fooling around, one of whom lives a few houses down.
Oh.
I'm only 35. This year, when multiple sons of American football players I watched growing up got drafted into the NFL.
Yeah.
Saw some neighborhood kids messing around with a stop sign. I slowed the car down, rolled down the window, and said, hey, I think maybe you shouldn't be doing that.
Yep.
When one of my younger coworkers took it upon herself to explain to me who Cardi B was, I already knew who she was and was very familiar with her music. Apparently, I just looked like I needed to be supplied with this info.
Oh, wow.
When my best friend and I were... Oh, this is a good one. When my best friend and I were planning for a concert, and for the first time in our lives, we were like, now, do we want to buy seats instead of standing in the pit?
Yeah. Yep.
I had an apprentice work alongside me, and he had no idea who the Spice Girls were.
Oh.
This is pretty silly, but for me, it was when I was shopping in Target and came across a buy one, get one 50% off deal for OxyClean. I was so excited that I texted my wife and then promptly realized, oh man, I'm so middle-aged. It was like one of those avoid becoming like your parents commercials. I have two more. This was posted on Reddit, by the way. The question is, when did you realize that you were officially not young anymore? Feel free to call 416-870-8888. You can always text in 925-555. When I dislocated my jaw lying in bed yawning, I didn't even think that was possible.
I've done that.
Do you remember when malls opened back up? That first day, everybody's like, oh my God, we can go to malls again after COVID. I went walking through the mall, and I was getting so nervous because the mall wasn't even open yet. I'm not going to say what store I was going to. I don't want to shame them or the other people, not old people, the other people who shop there.
Yeah.
But I was walking through the mall, and stores weren't even open, and every store had a lineup of like 50, 60 people in front of it already. I got to the store that I went to the mall for to buy a belt and a new shirt. Okay, as I'm walking through seas and lines and lines and lines of people, I get to the store I want to go to. I kid you not, one other person in line, and they had one of those walkers that also doubled as a seat.
Came prepared.
It was me
Haven't
and them.
been here in a while.
It was me and them.
Did you have to use it?
What's that?
Did you
No,
have to
they
use it?
can't. You can't share in the time of COVID. Otherwise, I would have.
Can I add one more?
Finally, yes, David Moore.
And I think you do this too. And I caught myself doing it the other day while walking with Matthew, as I was walking with my hands clasped behind my back, sort of leaning forward, sort of just walking with
That's
him.
how old men walk.
Yeah, big
yeah.
time. And finally, when did you realize that you were officially not young anymore? The other day, I dropped something on the floor. I had to think for a hard second whether to go down and reach for it or just leave it alone.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
The question was asked on Reddit, when did you realize that you're not young anymore? A bunch of texts flying in, and we'll get to your calls as well. Somebody on text said, the moment I realized I was getting old, I'm a teacher, and I was talking about a movie in class and realized it was made before any of my students were born.
Yeah.
Another person said, when I returned to the rec center last month and was offered the seniors discount without being asked my age. When I complained about the outrageous prices at the concession stand standing at Cineplex. Oh no! Somebody said when I realized I have a lot in common with Roz.
Why did you have to read that one, man?
When my hangover took a 2-day recovery, not just a couple of hours the next morning. Shake my head. I'm only 26 years old. Another person said when I sneeze or cough and pee comes out just a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Another person said when it takes more than a day to recover from a hangover. Somebody said when I was weeding and I couldn't get back up. Another text reads, I pulled my back taking my 2-year-old son out of the car. It was opening the door that did it for me. I had to call my wife to pick up my son. I realized I was old when I got up and 3 bones in my body cracked.
Oof. Yeah.
When I started to regularly wake up with a stiff back around 32 years old.
Yeah, that'll do it.
We have 2 people on hold right now. We'll go to line 3 first. Oh, Ola, go ahead.
So I used to wear tongue underwear. I stopped wearing it. I'm like, what's happening to me?
So what would you wear?
Now I wear full underwear.
Oh, now so hold on here. But what was it? So you used to wear a thong, now you wear full bomb, right?
Yes.
Okay, but what was the point where you realized that you were no longer a thong woman? What happened?
So I wore it on a particular day, and I kept adjusting all through.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on the show today. Have a good day.
You too, thanks.
Also, same girl.
Hey, it's Roz and Mocha. What's your name? Chris, at what point did you stop feeling young? Or when did you realize that you were old?
I think I finally started feeling old when I told my kids, you'll understand when you're older. And I was like, oh, my God.
How old were you when you bust that line?
I was like 29.
Oh, no, 29 years old. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
Oh, damn. All right, well, thanks.
You start realizing all those things that your parents told you when you were younger.
Yeah, but
The stuff that you used to roll your eyes about.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though, with saying stuff like that. When you look at your kid now and go, oh, you'll understand when you're old. You know, when my parents used to say that, like, even though I say that stuff now, when my parents used to say it, even now I still think they're wrong. You know what I mean?
Wow, you were that stubborn.
Yeah. Like, it's not like I've come around to the realization that they were right. I'm just mimicking them now.
Thanks, Chris.
All right, thanks, guys. Bye.
I have one more to read to you. Another text that just came in. When I put my doctor on speed dial.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Man, Machine Gun Kelly, Megan Fox got to dial it down a bit. And I don't mean that in any sort of, I'm like, you know, do your thing, man, you know, but you run the risk of becoming a popular couple, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and you don't know why we as a sort of collective reject certain celebrity couples. What
is it about them? And when did it change? Because I think when we found out that they were dating, I'm pretty sure we were all like, oh, good for them.
No.
Nobody was?
No.
Because normally I'm happy for people who seem to be into each other.
What would have been
want to make a relationship work?
I think that
for some reason these two.
Well, I think that what would have been beneficial for them was to sort of not lean into the weirdness. They're very much. You know what they remind me of? I was going to say because at first, like we all love Bennifer now, right? We all love J-Lo and Ben Affleck now, but Bennifer version 1 were despised.
I know.
People hated them.
Because there was so much of them around, right?
Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox, right now, their relationship and just sort of like how off-putting it is, reminds me of Angelina Jolie and Billy Bob Thornton.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I thought you were going to say Pam Anderson and Tommy Lee.
No, they were in love, and it was a terrible relationship, but they weren't off-putting to people like these guys are. Like when Angelina Jolie was Billy Bob Thornton, you would just see them and you would just get a feeling looking at them. You'd be like, well, like there's just something off-putting about it.
Didn't Angelina have like his blood around her neck or something?
No, that was
brothers.
with Johnny Reed, not Johnny Reed, Johnny, the guy from Trainspotting.
Okay, because I think
her first
she
husband
did too.
Yeah, no. Yeah. But anyway, so Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox are getting very close to being in that world where they're just like, you look at them and you're just like, blah, like there's just something about them. But anyway, so they sat down with GQ because they both have super great style and let's do a bunch of pictures. And they did the question and answers where they ask each other as a couple questions. So here's a little bit of that.
Where did we first meet and what or when was our first date? Well, what was our first date?
Our first date was epic. Our first day, I picked you up.
That was our first out of the house date, but.
And I had roses.
Thousands of roses.
Thousands of roses, bedded on a hill, looking over Topanga Canyon. Mm-hmm. And we ate sushi. We shared a kiss. And our first date, we breathed each other. That was what we did.
Okay.
Sounds lovely, but y'all make me sick.
No, our first date, we breathed each other. Like anybody, like not anybody else, but there are people who could say that, and you'd be like, "Oh my god, that is like devastatingly romantic."
Yeah, that's so cute,
right? But you don't get that. Here's more Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox.
How many tattoos do I have? Name them out while it's best to go by.
Your ankle, back of your neck, the Nietzsche. You have it. Back. Mm-hmm. You got ours. You got my nickname. And then the one I just gave you. And then the one right below the one I gave you, which is the yin yang.
That one doesn't count. Yeah, that one doesn't count. My other rib cage is also tattooed.
That's what I said.
You only said Nietzsche in my back.
We'll count the other rib cage too. That's 9, right?
The bonus, if you want to redeem yourself, is what does my back tattoo say? The one on my shoulder.
Butterflies have gilded wings.
Close. You're in the vicinity. That's not correct, but do you know what it's from?
Oscar Wilde.
No. Shakespeare. Go for the butterflies. Go for it. I know you can do it.
Butterflies.
No. There's a butterfly in there, but that's not how it starts. We will all
laugh at the butterflies with gilded wings.
So close. We will all laugh at gilded butterflies. It's from King Lear, written by Shakespeare.
Oh, yeah, great. You guys know each other so well.
Okay,
fantastic.
And then here is here's the final clip. And if you haven't been sort of like now you will hear.
What's something on my bucket list?
Be abducted by a UFO.
I'll give you 2 points for that.
Oh God.
Okay. What is my biggest pet peeve?
When I eat and I'm talking to you in your ear.
I don't think it has to be related to you specifically, like just what's my biggest pet peeve.
The sound of chewing.
Yeah, there's a name for that. I have that.
Oh, okay. I don't wish harm on either of them, right? Like at all. But there's just something about them that gives me that like
because it's too
Angelina
much.
Jolie, Billy Bob Thornton, sort of just it's a little off-putting, and I don't know what it is. But it's just you see them and you're like,
because he's so dirty.
Like
always.
No, I don't even think he's dirty.
Even when he showers,
I think he's fake dirty. I think he's fake dirty,
Oh,
right?
really?
I don't even think he's dirty. He's not a dirty guy. He's fake dirty, right? He's fake punk. He's fake, like all this stuff. But there's just something about him.
So they're gross.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is...
Got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Hello, Nicole. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good. All right, it's Roz and Mocha, and you got a lot on your mind, huh?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah, so my boyfriend's in his third and final year of medical school and has very little time for me.
You wrote, says, Roz Mocha fixed my life. You guys have been together 4 years and are incredibly happy together. However, my love language is touch and quality time together, which seems to be rare these days. I understand the struggles of med school and want to be there to support, but it's been hard lately as we've been seeing each other significantly less and less and have less and less time to talk during the week. Next year, he's going to be a resident, and his attention will only become more limited. I am worried med school will get in the way of our relationship. Help. Yeah, it's tough, huh?
It's not easy.
But you have to know that this is not some sort of isolated thing. Like the maintaining, people have written books on how to maintain a healthy relationship while going to medical school. Like the time suck on medical school is notorious.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've been with him throughout this whole journey while he's been in medical school, and it was pretty manageable the first couple years. But now as it gets more intense, especially applying to residencies, it's there's very little time for our relationship. But
when you guys are together, how much time are you able to spend?
We spend like an afternoon together, but a lot of that attention is divided because he'll be working on applications and reaching out to references and working on publishing papers.
Oh, wow.
It's nonstop, yeah.
And what about you? What's your work schedule like?
So I work like 8 to 4 during the day, and then I work in the evenings as well.
Oh, wow.
But I have my weekends usually free.
And then what do you guys do on the weekend?
It depends. Sometimes he'll come in, so he's out in Hamilton and I'm in Toronto. So sometimes he'll come in or I'll go there and just hang out, really. But sometimes we'll go on like a walk or something like that. But it's very sporadic.
So a couple things with people in medical school or people who are busy in general. I need to know what kind of busy person he is. I'm a very busy person. I work a long day, but I never try to pretend like I own tired. You find this a lot with people who are in medical school or in law school because I've known them over the years, where if they are that med student and somebody around them goes, oh my God, I'm so busy. They go, you don't know busy. You don't know how busy you want to know what I did on 12 hours sleep over the course of 6 days? Like they think that they own tired, and that's a problem. Okay. They don't own tired, and you're allowed to say, oh my God, I had the busiest day today, without looking like you're going to get some sort of lecture or you're somehow diminishing his struggle. Right. But I think that more importantly, the way to have this conversation with him is that you understand it's busy, and medical school is notorious for this. It's notorious for isolating the individual in medical school and killing relationships. I think that you just need to tell him, I don't need all the time. I understand the realities of the situation. I just need something to look forward to.
Oh, that's good. Maybe I should pick up one of these books.
Right. And I think that what that means is, you don't need an entire weekend, but if you guys decide that there's going to be 90 minutes on a Sunday, and you guys decide this on a Tuesday, you need that to look forward to, and you need him regardless of how busy he is. You're asking for 90 minutes on a Sunday where there's no phones, no papers, no applications, no anything else, and you guys both look forward to that. And then the communication during the week isn't, why couldn't I get a hold of you yesterday? How come you're so busy today? You said you were going to call and you didn't call. The communication then just becomes, can't wait for Sunday.
Yeah, that's actually a very good idea.
And then maybe you can get to the point of where you can do a Sunday and a Tuesday. But I think that time that you guys have needs to be time between the two of you where it's uninterrupted by anything else.
Yeah, that would be great, actually, to have that and just have that undivided.
Nicole, when you guys are together, you're not like sitting there like watching a movie or sitting there like and each like constantly checking your phones, are you? Yeah.
We'll put on a show, and then sometimes he'll have his computer open and be replying to emails or something, and I'm just watching the show, or then I'm on my phone or something.
But then, like that's not spending time. Like you have the time for each other. It's how you choose to use that time with each other. And being on the computer, being on your phones is not just hearing kind of the way his schedule is, the way your schedule is, it's not the best use of time. So
Right.
to Roz's point, phones away, just focus on one another, take advantage of the time that you do have together, because his life is going to get busier, your life is going to get busier, and you're going to need to treasure these moments that you have with each other.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But that's the only way out of this.
It's a long road ahead.
It is, and but that's the only way you get to the end.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank
All right,
you very
love.
much.
Yeah. Good luck.
Thanks. Take care.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
On Kiss.
The people's champion.
What are we praising The Rock for today?
He is now the people's rapper. Did you hear this?
No.
So The Rock dropped a guest verse on a song that came out, I think dropped on Friday, called Face Off by an artist out of the West Coast named Tech Nine. Now, the two of them met on the set of The Rock show Ballers on HBO.
Is that show done or is that show coming back?
No, it's just done.
It's done?
Yeah.
Okay.
The last season was kind of I love that show, and the last season was a bomb.
Yeah.
So they met on the set of Ballers, and then Tech Nine's working on some new music, and then DM The Rock. It was like, I have this song, would love for you to be on it, and it's kind of like a hype up anthem. So maybe some like motivational speech from The Rock type of thing.
Sure.
And The Rock was like, I got one better. I'm going to drop a verse.
Oh.
And according to The Rock, he told Variety that he got into the studio one night. I'm going to play it for you, and did this all in one take.
Mm-hmm.
He was drinking his Terramana tequila,
Yeah.
which I assume is why it took him only one take.
God, you have to drink a lot of tequila to get a body like that, a little drunk, huh?
Right? And especially, he is like super cut right now because he's still training for Black Adam.
Yeah.
The superhero movie that he's in, right?
Yeah.
So he's training extra hard. So this is The Rock, his guest verse on Tech Nine's Face Off.
It's about drive, it's about power. We stay hungry, we devour. Put in the work, put in the hours, and take what's ours. Like in some more in my veins, my culture banging with strange. I change the game, so what's my name? What they gonna get though? Desecration, defamation. If you wanna bring it to the masses, face to face, now we escalating. When I have to put boost is mean on ya. Like a dream when I'm rumbling, you're gonna scream, mama. So bring drama to the king, Brahma. Fight it to an extreme mana.
So, I'm a huge fan of The Rock. Probably The Rock's biggest fan, right?
Yeah.
Wonderful wrestler, great actor. I love all the charity work that he does.
Yeah, good guy, good human.
A great human being. Great
Yeah.
sense of humor.
Yeah.
Not the best rapper.
No.
But I know you're getting The
he's
Rock.
Not, but he's not, like, this is the thing. If The Rock legitimately wanted to put something out because he wanted to dip his toe in the world of music and to see if he had what it takes, right?
Yeah.
Then you could say, man, bro. But I don't know if this is that. This, to me, sounds more like a WWE promo that he cut.
Oh, I guess.
Right?
Sure.
Like, he's just doing that thing.
It's about drive, it's about power. We stay hungry, we devour. Put in the work, put in the hours, and take what's ours. Like in some more in my veins, my culture banging with strange. I change the game, so what's my name? What they gonna get though? Desecration, defamation. If you wanna bring it to the masses,
Hey, you know what?
face-to-face,
I actually kind of like it now.
when I have to put boost is mean on ya. Like a dream when I'm rumbling, you're gonna scream, mama. So bring drama to the king, Brahma. Fight it to an extreme mana.
There you go.
But
The
how
Rock.
does it fit with the rest of the song? Is the rest of the song like... is
Yeah, it fits
it's
fine.
Just,
Yeah,
okay,
it fits fine.
okay.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
What's the matter with you? Why are you looking at me like that? What'd I do?
Nothing.
No music, no nothing?
Oh, shoot. Sorry, I'm distracted.
What?
Thanksgiving, long weekend.
Yeah,
I'm just putting
son.
together the list for dinner.
Are you cooking this year?
Hold on.
Are you cooking?
No.
Oh.
I'm not. No, my
Oh.
mother-in-law's making the turkey. She's
Oh.
amazing at it. I'm just putting our guest list. So me, Jenna, Cruz, Roz, Catherine, Roxy, mother-in-law, sister-in-law,
Look at Maury's
brother-in-law,
face. Look at Maury.
Shem, Shem's sister. Because we can have a max of 25, right?
Oh, wow.
Shem's mom, Shem's dad, Deepa, her
Oh,
husband.
no.
Start at 15.
Wow.
Hold
That's
on
a
here.
lot.
Oh, Alex.
Should we
his
start?
Girlfriend.
Should we start asking people from the audience to call in because you got some free space?
No, hold on. Oh, Frank. So Maury's dad, Maury's stepmom, 2 brothers. 5, 10, 15, 20,
Wow.
21. I need to fill 3
There's very few.
Oh, stop.
Yeah.
Mom, dad,
There's
both
very
my sisters.
few things Mocha
25.
enjoys more than really firing up Maury at the very beginning of the show, huh?
Look, I got our 25.
What's
Because
your
we're allowed 25 in Ontario. 25 is the limit for indoor gatherings.
It is,
100
huh?
outside.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be
100.
Yeah, so it's going to be a little who knows 100 people.
Can I stand outside and look in?
So yeah, you and 99 other people are
Yeah,
allowed.
man. That's a lot of people.
So I got our 25. We're good.
Yeah. Now, how many people are legitimately coming? What do you got, like 6?
We have one of my mother-in-laws. So it's
Oh, you
just-
are? Oh, okay.
yeah,
So it's
6
not even
of
at your
us.
house.
No.
Oh, I went yesterday and I got my.
Who wants that cleanup?
I got my bag of skin yesterday.
Bag of skin.
Yes, sir.
That sounds gross. First
Yes.
of all.
Well, it is gross. It's not pleasant
Wait,
to even
you
look
talked about
at.
this last year. What do you do? You go
Yeah.
to the butcher and they give you all the turkey skin, right?
So a couple of days before the long weekend, so on like whatever it was, Tuesday or Wednesday, I went to the butcher at the grocery store at Metro, and I was like, whenever you guys start doing skinless, boneless anythings like turkey breasts or turkey thighs, just when you rip the skin off, just save it for me.
Put it in a bag.
Put it in a bag.
But how do they know that you're going to come back?
So I always come back, and
Oh,
then
okay.
so the thing was is that I showed
Always
up
do.
yesterday. And I was like, "You guys working on my skin?" And the guy was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." I'm like, "I talked to the person yesterday."
Oh no!
Yeah, and then I have to re-explain why I want just skin.
Can you imagine somebody shows up and
Bro.
looks at you going, "You working on my
Yeah,
skin?"
yeah. I'm like, "You got my bag of skin?" And the guy's like,
so weird,
right?
The
I
guy's
know.
like, "Yeah, hang on, hi, 911."
Yeah, exactly, right. And then I have to explain, like, I have to look like I'm not a creeper, right? So take my sunglasses off, like everything else, right?
And then, okay, so as you're explaining to somebody who has no idea,
Yes.
right, are you speaking in a normal voice or do you lower your voice?
Well,
a little bit?
it's over the counter, right? So I
so
have
you
to
gotta
like,
yell.
I have to yell, right? I have to yell, and so I'm like,
Yo, fam, you got my skin?
yeah. And I'm like, you can put it in like a box or a bag. I'm good either way. And then he's like, no, he didn't know anything, but he had to do like a bunch of boneless, skinless things. So he's like, I got you, don't worry. And then he goes to the back and he gets a big box of like turkey breasts.
Yeah.
And then he brings it out and he opens up the box. And then he takes a container and he puts it beside him. And then I watch this guy. He puts gloves on, everything else. And then I watch him just pull turkey breasts out of this box, dig his fingernails underneath it, and just start ripping skin off. And like it was sticking to his hands. And he was like doing that thing like when you flick it, right? When something's
yeah.
stuck to
Stuck
your
on your
fingers.
hand? Yeah.
And you're standing there
So,
watching.
and I'm standing there watching, right?
And like, delicious.
Right? Yeah. So he gets through like 5, right? And he looks at me and goes, how much do you want? And I go, how long are you willing to stand there and do this for me?
Now at the time, are you standing there rubbing your hands together, doing that move where you're,
No,
you're licking your lips?
I'm doing everything to not look. I'm on my phone. I'm looking at my fingernails, right? I'm doing all the stuff. And then he just rips off. So I got, I think, in a package. Oh, here, I took a picture of it. I got in a package probably about, I think he did like 16 or 17 turkey breasts worth of skin.
Thank God you didn't say pounds.
So that's the amount of skin I got.
That's
Let's
so
see.
gross.
Right.
It really looks gross.
Right, yeah. So that's the amount of skin I got. And the reason I only get the skin, by the way, is what I do is I take a cookie sheet, right? And I put parchment paper on the bottom of the cookie sheet. And then I take turkey skin, just the skin, and I lay it all out and I salt it, pepper, put a little bit of thyme on it. Then I take another piece of parchment paper and I put it on top of that. Then I take a cookie sheet that's the exact same as the cookie sheet underneath and I put that on top of it. And then I put a heavy pot on top of it so it really, really smashes it down. And then I put that whole thing in the oven and I cook just the skin. And then when I serve it with Thanksgiving dinner, I put it in like a bowl so it's all sticking up like breadsticks, like flatbreads.
So you make skin chips.
Yeah, and then so you just, whatever turkey you get, you always get extra skin that you just dip in the mash.
skin.
One
in
would
the
argue
gravy.
that should you cook it with the actual chicken to add flavor?
No,
What chicken?
no,
So we don't need to
making
argue
turkey.
that?
no,
Okay.
no, we don't need to argue that. You're going to lose that argument every time.
Because one would assume that it would add moisture
Nobody
and
would assume
flavor.
that,
No, I
'Cause you want- you
sous
want
vide the
crisp-
turkey pieces
Yeah,
anyway.
You want crispy.
Yeah, crispy. So, and they're big, right? They're like large. So it's not cut up like when you get a
Do you
piece
eat it
of
with
like,
your hand like a chip?
Yes. So when I serve Thanksgiving dinner, I give people the turkey and then the skin separately, and both are cooked.
Do you dip the skin in something?
Everything, mashed potatoes, and then right into the gravy, man.
That's going to be so.
But you would
Maury,
never know because I'm going to Mocha's and he's going to.
I was just going to say, can I have one skin?
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Matthew, can you come here? I have to read to you.
Bedtime with the Damnits on the Roz and Mocha Show. They frolic in their underwear in downtown Toronto. Two men who are lovers who like to read in bed. So let's check in with the Damnits to see what they have read.
All right, Bedtime with the Damnits. This is Dammit Maury and his husband, Dammit Matthew, taking a children's book, going through it, and then discussing the theme or maybe something that they've learned or the lesson in the book.
Which really should be a sweet moment, right? Any chance to sort of lie in bed and cuddle up with your sweetheart and read to each other and then have a discussion that maybe turns into a discussion about life and love and loss, and you'd think, right?
However, it never ends up that way. They end up arguing, or Matthew's like super pissed off. In the past, they've read books like Goodnight Moon, Love You Forever, The Giving Tree, Just Me and My Mom. They've even read the Property Brothers book called Builder Brothers. They've read the story of Hanukkah. And again, it always ends, or there's a portion in there where, damn it, Matthew, Maury's husband, is just like hella annoyed and doesn't want to be there. So because it is the Thanksgiving long weekend, they picked up the book called This Little Turkey, a short book, a real nice, sweet book. And here's what happened.
Matthew,
what do you want from my life?
crawl into my nook.
Oh, shut up.
The story's called This Little Turkey. Okay. This little turkey went to market. This little turkey swept the floor. This little turkey drew some pictures. This little turkey wanted more. This little turkey knitted a sweater. This little turkey grabbed a treat.
Not turkey. Turkey.
Thank you.
This little turkey set the table. And this little turkey said, let's eat. Then all these little turkeys said, we. Wish you a happy Thanksgiving. So what do you think the story's about?
It was morbid. These little turkeys are doing all this, but and they're sitting down to eat, and they're the ones going to be eaten. This little piggy. Oh my God, I didn't even get that. Or no, this little turkey went to the market. Yeah, this little piggy went to the market. But then, okay, so they went to the market, so they went to go get the food, and then they're sweeping the floor, so they're cleaning. It's like a Portuguese house. They're cleaning, Talimpão da casa. God, it doesn't take much to write a book these days.
Oh, wow.
Are you happy that we read this?
Yeah, that one's for the knowledge bank.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, yes, happy Thanksgiving.
Wow, not one positive thing he has to say about it. Huh? Not one. Like, not even.
Are you happy that we read this?
Yeah.
No, not even the pictures were cute. Nothing. Just annoyed by the whole thing.
Just completely annoyed, and then realizing it was like this little piggy, right?
Talimpão da casa.
Bedtime with the Damnits. Always so much fun.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, wagwan. How are you, man?
Good, bloated.
Are you?
Yeah.
Everybody is.
Bro.
It's Thanksgiving. What ifs?
Bro.
How much you
crazy.
eat? What did you eat?
Well, because I always do the dinner on Saturday. Right? That way it's done. I get 2 full days to do nothing except lay around and eat leftovers.
Sure.
So I do the dinner Saturday. I learned that years ago over Thanksgiving. Do the dinner Saturday.
I wanted to do the dinner Saturday.
Yeah, do the dinner Saturday. That is if I have a hot tip, do the dinner Saturday, and then you have the whole weekend. To just I was so sick of turkey last night. I ordered a pizza at 9:00.
On a Monday?
Yes.
Almost got the days confused.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I ordered a pizza at 9:00.
What'd you put on the pizza?
Just pepperoni. Yeah, me and Rox killed it last night. It was great.
So all them leftovers, though.
Yeah, done.
Rest of the week.
Yeah, but I mean, I have lots of. I made so much turkey. Like I always make so much extra turkey.
What were all the fiexins? What were the sides?
Oh, the fiexins?
Yeah.
So I do turkey, but I do turkey in the. I buy breasts separately, and I bought boneless, skinless.
Because you don't do traditional cook a whole turkey.
No.
Yours are in like pieces.
Yeah, because I'm not about the show, right?
Mhm.
If I was about the show, there's a way to do it beautifully for the show. I'm not about the show. It's it's not my favorite way to do a turkey.
Okay.
It's not my favorite way to eat turkey. So I buy breast separately, and then I buy thighs separately, bone in, skin on, take the bone out. And then the fiexins were, what do we do? I did Brussels. I did carrot and turnip. Catherine really loves. Can of corn, heirloom carrots, stuffing.
2 different kind of carrots?
Yeah. Stuffing, gravy. I'm trying to think of what else. Maybe there was something else. Oh, and skin. I did the turkey skin, which a lot of people seem to really like. I posted a picture of that, which is I go to the butcher earlier in the week and I say, hey, whenever you guys are doing up your boneless, skinless breasts, save me the skin.
And they're like, no problem, weirdo.
Yeah, they're like, exactly. Yeah. And then they pack it all up for me and they don't charge it for me,
Here's your
right?
bag of
Yeah.
skin.
So I walk out of there with a big
That's
giant
so gross.
I walk out of there with a big giant bag of skin.
Yeah.
And then I roast that skin between 2 cookie sheets in the oven at like 350 or whatever it is. And then they come out like chips, like flatbread. And they're so delicious. And
Dip it in
I had
gravy?
dip it in mash
And gravy.
and then gravy.
Yeah.
And I had 16 breast worths of skin. So that's how much extra skin that I had, right? Yeah, I know. It was like a murder house up in there. I was just like stretching it as far as I could get it, and
That's what she said.
and then I sous vide the breasts. I sous vide the breasts and then finish them off in a frying pan.
And then do you do one big plate of everything
Yes.
for your sitting, or a little bit for plate 1 and then you go back plate 2 and you get like the
I
rest?
never have leftovers.
Never.
I mean, sorry, I never do seconds.
Okay,
on
then.
Thanksgiving, never. I'm too tired from cooking.
Yeah. Oh,
right?
yeah,
I'm
that's
too
true.
exhausted from cooking. I get my food last. People are almost done by the time I sit down and eat.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. I get my food.
I
last
made the mistake of
and-
putting out a cheese tray before. I got full on cheese.
So
and
wait
it
a
was time
second.
for the actual meal. I had like a plate, but then I was so full from the cheese plate.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear how?
But who did you blame for that? Yourself.
Yeah, but yeah.
You put out a cheese plate. Who loads up on cheese before
Yeah, I know.
Thanksgiving dinner?
I thought it would be a nice
say
thing
like
to
rookie
do.
mistake, but that's not even rookie.
No.
That's just
Well, I thought it was nice to bring a cheese plate.
Right. That's like somebody who's never had Thanksgiving before you do that. Right.
Do you want to hear how crazy it was at my dad's place? I've recorded a bit of the audio.
Oh.
let me guess. Let me
Oh.
guess. It was there's so much cheese nobody could poop.
No, it was
So we all
Donna-
tried together. Oh,
Donna
what?
getting angry at Daniel for wearing a hat at the table.
Oh no.
Hold on, what is this?
It's called No Hat at the Table.
No hat. Oh, that's not it. That was just me singing.
No, we're not having a hat at the table.
If there's dogs,
No hats
somebody's gonna go over.
Daniel, no, we're not having.
Yo, is she beating him?
What's she hitting? The table? She's slamming her
Oh,
head?
it sounds like she's slapping him in the head.
That's like when people write on Instagram where they put the claps in between words. No hat at the table.
Why? What? Give me a good reason. Give me a
Frank.
reason. Give me a reason.
Matthew, no hats at the
No,
table.
this is a
That's
special
bad
day.
manners.
Oh, Dad's hitting you with this is a special day.
I didn't
Daniel, we're not eating dinner.
Why do I have to take it off?
No, it's bad manners.
Oh my! It just sounds like chaos.
Pettiness. You know what I mean? Like
Wow.
everything has to be perfect,
So
right?
did he?
Everything.
Did he
take the hat off?
hat off or no?
Yeah, he did for like 2 minutes, and then we all made fun of his messy hair, and he put the hat back
Oh,
on.
you idiots. What are you doing? You don't force somebody to take their hat off and then go, ha ha.
Yeah.
Right?
Jeez, man.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Y'all watch SNL over the weekend?
Irma Gerd, Kim Kardashian. I actually missed it.
Yeah, I didn't watch it either.
I
mean,
totally You know what? Long weekend.
Yeah.
My schedule was all off. I'm still trying to get through Squid Game. So
Still.
yeah, still
It's rough.
almost done. I know
rough show.
Shem watched.
I watched the whole thing.
Yeah, how about it?
You know what? I got to give credit to the SNL writers. They really played to her strengths.
I heard mixed about that.
Really?
Yeah. I heard that they really played to her strengths, by, especially the monologue. So I want to play some of the monologue
Okay.
here, and then so we'll listen to it because I found it funny too. And then I listened to some of the criticism, and I was like, okay, yeah, I sort of get that too. So let's play a little bit of Kim's monologue.
Kardashian West, and it's so great to be here tonight. I know, I'm surprised to see me here too. When they asked, I was like, you want me to host? Why? I haven't had a movie premiere in a really long time. I mean, actually, I only had that one movie come out, and no one told me it was even premiering. It must have slipped my mom's mind. I'm excited to be here tonight to show you guys that I'm so much more than just a pretty face. And good hair, and great makeup, and amazing boobs, and a perfect butt. Basically, I'm just so much more than that reference photo my sister showed their plastic surgeons. But the one thing I'm really proud of is that no one could ever call me a gold digger. Honestly, I'm not even sure how you become one. So I asked my mom's boyfriend, Corey.
Okay. So I agree.
That's
Like
good,
I think that I think that she crushed the monologue. I've seen far worse monologues being delivered on that show.
Absolutely.
Far worse. But the criticism when it comes to the writers, because you said, Shem, that they sort of played to her strengths, right? The criticism that I heard from the writers was they went back to the same old well, where they went back to sex tape, they went back to plastic surgery, they
All the
went
kind
back
of like
to
typical stuff that you would hear.
Yeah,
Or
right.
you would joke about.
As opposed to, making it a little bit more interesting, they almost seemed disinterested in what they could do with Kim Kardashian, so just went back to the tropes that they know work.
Yeah, but I think because Kim is not a natural comedian, you got to make it as easy on her as possible, right? And the things that she can talk to are those old tropes.
I agree. So here we go, number 2.
My father was and still is such an influence and inspiration to me, and I credit him with really opening up my eyes to racial injustice. It's because of him that I met my first black person. Want to take a stab in the dark at who it was?
Oh, no!
I know it's sort of weird to remember the first black person you met, but OJ does leave a mark. Or several. Or none at all. I still don't know.
Wow.
Listen, I'm an influencer, so I understand that the things that I say carry weight. But, I would never tell anyone what they can or can't do. Remember, I'm a Kim, not a Karen. And honestly, with all of the K names, it's really impressive that my mom didn't pick Karen. I mean, somehow she just knew. I don't know how she saw that one coming and not Caitlyn.
Oh, jeez. Whoa. Damn.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a kick-ass monologue. Like, I don't mind all that stuff. I don't mind sort of going back to the Kim Kardashian greatest hits of infamy, right?
Okay, but what about Kanye?
Yeah, so that happens.
Oh, does it really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I know we're divided as a country, but I'd love America to come together. Which is why I'm here to announce that I'm running for... I'm just kidding, guys. I'm not running for president. We can't have 3 failed politicians in one family. I've been very blessed in this life, and I'm grateful for everything. Honestly, all the ups, all the downs. I mean, I married the best rapper of all time.
I'm calling the best, but he's good.
Not only that, he's the richest black man in America. A talented, legit genius who gave me 4 incredible kids.
Okay, I'll applaud that.
So, when I divorced him, you have to know it came down to just one thing. His personality.
Oh.
I know that sounds mean, but people keep telling me that comedy comes from truth. And if there's one thing that I always strive to be, it's genuine. So I just want to say how incredibly excited I am to be up here on this stage tonight. I mean, I'm so used to having 360 million followers watching my every move. I mean, how many people watch SNL? Like 10 million? So tonight is just a chill, intimate night for me.
Oh, killed it.
Yeah,
I'd
she
say
killed
so.
it. I think she did great. I have heard far, far, far worse monologues done by people who are legit, quote, actors or performers or all the people they said said would have been better off hosting other than Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
Right?
That
All
was
those
great.
people.
How were the skits? Skits were funny?
Skits were really good. She did almost like a Bachelorette type skit that featured John Cena. Chris Rock was one of the suitors.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
really good.
Oh, that's
really
good.
She did also, don't forget, she did one where she was a judge, right? Like the People's
Court. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Kanye, who, Kanye was there and she had to judge Kanye, which is really funny.
Right. Yeah. No, so I think she killed. I think she killed. That was,
you.
it was a
Kim
great
Kardashian.
monologue. Yeah.
Nice.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Machine Gun Kelly reacting to his good pal Pete Davidson impersonating him on SNL. So they were doing a skit on the People's Court, and Kim Kardashian was playing Kourtney Kardashian, and then she brought in Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox into the courtroom, and Kanye West was also there. So there are the players.
Yeah.
There are the players. Now here is the skit.
Bring in my bailiffs and best friends, Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox.
Hey, what's up?
Why are we best friends? Because our boyfriends have tattoos for necks. Oh, right. I love him.
I love you too.
I wrote you an Instagram caption, babe.
Oh, that's fire. All right.
Achingly beautiful boy.
Oh,
Toxic.
oh,
Viral.
oh,
Twin flame. Rehab Barbie.
oh, I wish I could vape you.
Hey yo, keep in mind this is coming from Kanye, but y'all weird.
And then they just had to licking each other like Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly do.
Oh, my God.
So Machine Gun Kelly wrote...
Wait, pause for real
yes,
quick.
Yes.
Are Pete Davidson and Machine Gun Kelly like in real life?
They are friends, yeah.
Good
So,
friends?
so,
Okay.
one of the things that Machine Gun Kelly did that he posted was actually Machine Gun Kelly and Pete Davidson FaceTiming each other after SNL happened, and then he just wrote twins. And then Machine Gun Kelly also went on Twitter to say, "I think it's time for me to come on the show as Pete." And then on Instagram, he just simply wrote, "Pete, you know damn well I don't talk like that." So,
Yo, I saw one post over the weekend. I can't remember who it was. Somebody posted a video of Machine Gun Kelly at a festival recently.
yeah.
And like all the comments were just because he was like climbing the structure
Right.
of the stage, the scaffolding and whatever, and singing
Right.
from the very top.
Right.
And everyone was like just going in about how they hope he falls and dies and stuff.
Yeah,
Like they
it's
hate.
really turned for him.
Yeah,
it really has.
big time.
And I don't think the Megan Fox relationship helped one bit.
No, not at all.
I think that sometimes when you become that kind of couple, people really embrace it, right? Like
Yeah.
I know now we love Bennifer 2.0, but people really did not like Bennifer the first time around.
So
Like
maybe they should wait
almost
10 years and try it again.
Yeah, you can try that, sure.
Right?
But it doesn't always work out when you sort of like turn into that Hollywood power couple thing. It doesn't, it's not a guarantee.
Yeah, take a break, guys.
Yeah, it doesn't always work out for you.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Did you watch William Shatner not die in space yesterday?
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Yeah. I still can't get over the short flight.
Well, it's only 10 minutes, right?
I know.
Yeah.
That's what I can't get over.
Yeah.
For the amount of money. And I know it costs a lot of money to shoot a rocket up into the air.
Yes.
And bring it back
does.
down safely.
Yep.
It's just the amount of money. Because you're not talking like a couple $100 or a couple thousand.
$100.
Right?
it's
You're talking millions.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Like when I was watching yesterday.
Yeah.
When we wrapped up the show. And I was gathering all my things to leave. And the amount of time it took me to gather all of my things.
Yeah.
I watched the rocket launch into the air.
Yeah.
Go all the way up.
Yeah.
And then the parachute blasts out and it slowly start coming out. And I was
Yeah.
like, and by the time I got to my car,
Yes.
everything was done. It was over.
Over completely.
Right?
That's the way
All
it goes.
within 10, 11
Yes.
minutes.
Yes.
But they get to take their seatbelt off when they're up there.
Yeah, you float around.
And then what though?
And then what? Then you sit back down.
But do you have to grab each other and pull yourselves back
I
down
have
to
no
your
idea.
chair?
I didn't take the training course. I don't know what the sort of protocol
So
is.
my next question is, did William Shatner, 90 years old, who got shot up into space yesterday, did he have to go through any
They
type
did.
of physical...
They did. You don't
training.
have to. You don't have to go through physical. The physical training part of it, I don't think is that strenuous. But I think that it's a protocol training.
Yeah.
Of things that you do, things that you don't do, and it's a timing thing. When you'll be instructed when to do this, you'll be instructed when to do this.
But I think they would also do something where they make you feel weightlessness to see if you're going to get sick or not.
No.
Really?
No,
You don't
I
think
don't.
so?
No.
Maybe because
in
the
order-
time is so short, right?
Yeah, because in order to do that, like you got to bring them up in an empty, like one of those empty 777s where you go up and then the plane literally drops, right? Like you just drop
They don't
altitude.
have a machine or a video game to teach you this?
No, what, weightlessness?
Like a sort of a capsule they put you in a
weight,
warehouse?
like a weightless simulator?
Yeah.
No.
Listen,
how does a weightless simulator work?
All of this
I don't know,
stuff
I'm
that you guys
asking you.
are talking about and all the stuff that you're suggesting could actually, he's 90 years old.
Yeah.
I don't think you can do trial runs with 90-year-old William Shatner.
No, you with William Shatner, you make sure two things. One, he has a good time, and two, he doesn't pee on that brand new seat.
Yeah.
Right? That's it. You hope he
I
has a
know.
good time, and you just hope he doesn't pee.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Give extra large Depends.
Yeah, that's
Something.
it. That's it. That's all you want from Shatner. But he was crying afterwards. He's super emotional, man.
Yeah. Did I see Jeff Bezos brought like a Star Trek toy from his childhood or something like that onto
I think it was
onto
for
the rocket?
Yeah, but I
for
think
Shatner to sign or
Yeah.
to go up into space with?
Yeah, he geeked out a bit.
Yeah, give me an autograph. That's so great. But yeah, Shatner was super emotional afterwards.
What you have given me is the most profound experience I can imagine.
Oh my God.
I'm so filled with emotion about what just happened. It's extraordinary. Extraordinary. I hope I never recover from this. I hope that I can maintain what I feel now. I don't want to lose it. It's so much larger than me and life. I am overwhelmed. Everybody, it would be so important for everybody to have that experience through one means or another. Oh my God, what an experience!
Wow. But
really enjoyed the flight.
Shatner still rides horses, right?
Yeah.
Like he's a physical guy.
90
He's
years
a
old.
rare 90-year-old.
Well, he and his wife own a ranch.
Yeah, he's a rare 90-year-old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, good for you, William Shatner.
Yeah.
Finally make it to space in real life.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Two big trailers dropped yesterday, which
Girl.
is the trailer for Scream.
Yes.
Did you see it?
Yeah. Did you?
Yeah. And the trailer for Home Alone, the new Home Alone movie.
I have them here. Where do you want to start with?
Let's because these two movies are interestingly tied in together, and I'll give you my take on it, and then I want to know how you feel about it after. But play a little bit of the Scream trailer for
So
me.
the Scream one, I'll give a little bit of context because it's a little bit visual, but you can kind of get the concept.
New kids.
Yeah. It opens with Jenna Ortega. She's the girl. She played the daughter in Yes Day.
Yes, right.
Right? She was also in season 2 of You. She's the kid that Joe became friends with in the apartment complex.
Yes.
So she's on the phone
Dirtbag.
texting that her parents are away. She's texting with a friend, being like, y'all can come over, unlock the...
Also, Courtney Cox, Nev Campbell, and David Arquette are
They're
back.
all back, yeah. So she is texting with her friend, and then the phone rings. So texting.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other person's like, yo, this isn't the name of the person she's texting. And she looks over at the phone.
This isn't funny, Amber.
Would you like to play a game, Tara?
Murder.
Doors unlocked.
So she's trying to lock the doors with her phone, with the app on her
All
phone.
doors locked.
And they keep unlocking.
Doors unlocked.
And then all of a sudden, Ghostface comes up from her, grabs her. All right, so long, later. And then David Arquette pops up in another scene.
Hello?
It's happening. 3 attacks so far. Do you have a gun?
I'm Sydney Prescott. Of course I have a gun.
Okay, so I'm excited for this, but
Yeah.
I will say though, when I watched that trailer, the trailer is very dark.
Oh yeah,
Right, and the thing that made Scream wonderful was that it was the first sort of movie of its kind, a horror movie that was self-aware. And it spawned a whole litany of movies that were sort of copycats of being self-aware.
Yeah.
Scream was awesome because the kids in the movie, the teenagers in the movie, realized that they were living through a horror movie.
And talking through it.
Yes.
as
there
well.
were rules. And there was humor, but it was dark humor. I watched this trailer and there was no joke.
Yeah,
there was no.
You get the sense that it's just a straight up horror movie.
Yeah, and I
right?
don't know if I love that. I don't know if I love that, especially because you brought back Nev Campbell, Courtney Cox, and David Arquette. Like, I don't know if I love and I don't know why they would have cut a trailer that was so dark if there was that sort of element of self-awareness in it.
So the movie comes out January 14th.
Right.
And the typical way that I've seen, at least in the past like 2 years, is that movies will have 2, 3, sometimes 4 trailers leading up to the big release. So I don't know if this is one of, let's say, one of 2.
But I think you would do that in trailer 1, though.
Yeah,
if that
get it out
element
of the
was there.
way?
Yeah. To
Yeah.
sort of set the tone. But it's interesting because if you remember the first Scream, like tech wasn't a thing, right? Like, do you remember that scene in the first Scream? They were like, oh, yeah, well, if it's not you, why do you have a cellular phone?
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean?
Big ass brick.
Yeah. Like tech wasn't a thing, and that movie would have been so different with tech. And then that brings us to the new Home Alone movie.
Yeah.
Because people have long thought that you can't do Home Alone today because literally you can go on an app and get a babysitter to the house in 15 minutes.
Totally.
You can go on the nanny cam. You can go on the ring cam. You can unlock
Also-
the doors, lock the doors. You can get a hold of your kid. You can do all this
And
stuff.
there's a ton of homes, maybe not every home, but a ton of homes in every single neighborhood where people have cameras outside.
Right. All of them.
Right?
Yes. Yes. And so this new Home Alone movie is not a reboot. It is a sequel, but it's not a sequel to like number 5. It like sort of goes back in time, and it's a sequel to like number 2.
So after New York.
After New York. This is
But
the next
does not
one.
feature Macaulay Culkin.
No.
And he made it very clear on Twitter.
Yeah, but the rumor was that it did yesterday.
Yeah.
A lot of people were saying it did, but Buzz is in it. And so that's how you know that it's a sequel and not a reboot, because Buzz is now all grown up and a cop.
I did not recognize him.
Yeah, well,
in the trailer.
so he walks out of he walks out of his cop car.
Yeah.
And they zoom in on him, and his nameplate on his uniform says
Oh, it says
McAllister.
McAllister.
Yes.
I did see that.
So
and I was
it's
like, who is that, though?
Buzz. It's
That's
Buzz.
Buzz?
Yeah.
Oh
So
my
Buzz is now grown up, and he's a cop.
And it's the same thing where it's Christmas time and the family's ready to go on vacation.
Yes.
And there's chaos in the house and there's a mix up and the little kid gets left home alone.
'Twas the night before Christmas vacation, and the fun was in full swing.
You have split our family onto 2 separate flights.
Mom!
Max, please!
The family left for their big vacation,
Is that everyone? The cars are leaving now!
but forgot one little thing.
Mom? Dad? Uncle Blake? They don't even know I'm here. They don't even know I'm here.
And it just follows
Yeah.
the same formula
Everything.
as the original
Everything.
Home Alone.
Yeah.
Right? Where he's just like causing chaos throughout the house.
Yeah.
The mom's trying to get back. I think the family goes to like Japan.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get back home.
Yeah. But
and
there
there's
is
burglars. Ellie Kemper plays one of the robbers.
Yeah, but there is one scene where he's sitting at the desk in his dad's office, dressed like Scarface, with a black suit, with a white shirt, with the collar on the outside, and just in front of him, instead of cocaine on the table, is a giant, like 3-foot pile of Skittles.
Yeah. Every kid's dream come true. By the way, that one's going to be released on Disney Plus on November 12th.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Did you see the video of the grandpa who loves Dua Lipa? And
No.
He's like freaking out.
No, how old is he?
80 years old.
80? That's
So,
like a great grandpa.
His granddaughter posted this video on TikTok, which now has 4.7 million views. And it got the attention of Dua Lipa. the 80-year-old was being gifted for his birthday tickets to a Dua Lipa concert.
Mm-hmm.
And he's such a big fan. He freaks the hell out. Dua Lipa reposted the video on her Instagram yesterday and said, OMG, this melts my heart. Listen to this.
My grandpa loves Dua Lipa, so we got him tickets for his 80th birthday.
Initial ticket, Richard Allen Walden.
And Elena Walden.
Dua Lipa concert! Are you me? Are you me? Really? Is this a real thing?
Yes.
Holy
Also,
and just the joy on this man's
yeah,
face,
man.
it is incredible. He's 80 years old and he loves Dua Lipa. And after the granddaughter who posted the original video found out that Dua Lipa reposted her video, she then FaceTime her grandpa to let him know that the original video went viral. And this is their conversation.
She posted you on Instagram.
Really? If I see that, what do I do? I'm going to ask Alexa. She's down the basement.
Okay, yeah. Run downstairs and get her. Well, don't run.
Well, isn't this great? This is amazing. Really, 5 minutes of fame, and this is the greatest thing to ever happen.
I love him. I love him. That's that guy's going to get to meet Dua Lipa at that show, right?
Absolutely. He's going to get the VIP treatment when he goes to that concert, wherever it is that they live, wherever it is that she's going to be touring.
Yeah.
Where he's got those tickets for. But he is 80 years old, loves Dua Lipa, freaked out when he got tickets to her concert.
My grandpa loves Dua Lipa, so we got him tickets for his 80th birthday.
Initial ticket, Richard Allen Walden.
And Elena Walden.
Dua Lipa concert! Are you me? Are you me? Really? Is this a real thing?
Yes.
Holy
so good.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Adele, was it IG Live that she was doing? Because she released that teaser for Easy on Me last week. And no vocals. So we just got the sort of opening instrumental, like the first couple bars of the track, and it sounded very Adele. Like it was. If anybody was wondering whether she was going to kind of go off into a different direction, having been away for a while, Adele was giving you Adele, which is really all you can hope for.
Yeah. And people have been missing Adele.
Very much.
Right?
Very much. So she was on IG Live. Do you have that original there, or you don't have the original there anymore? Because
no, I have here.
You do.
Yeah.
That was it. That's all you get. And then so she was on IG Live over the weekend and talking to fans. One of the things she said that this album was about divorce.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, so it's going to be a crusher. But then she played a little bit of Easy on Me and just sort of let the vocals go.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so listen to Adele talking to fans.
Would you like to hear a little snippet of what I'm singing on that Easy on Me song?
Yes, Queen, we
I
would.
might get in trouble for playing it, but maybe I should turn Ghost off.
Yeah, nobody can sing.
Let me play it for you.
Okay, so that's the original tease that we got.
Yes.
And then okay. Straight up Adele. And then a beat. Does a beat come in? No.
No.
Oh, come on, Adele. we got to wait till Friday for that? Girl.
But it's very Adele, right? Like you want Adele, you're going to get Adele.
Yeah, I guess.
Which is...
That's all anybody can ask for, though, right?
Exactly. And I know that there were a lot of people, because when somebody is that talented, you sort of look forward to maybe seeing what they could do if they went a different direction, right? Because you have full faith in them, that if Adele wanted to do anything, I'm sure she could do it and crush it. But when you hear Adele and Adele gives you Adele, like classic Adele, everything that you love about Adele, it feels so much better.
Sure.
Right?
Familiar.
So much better. So familiar. Exactly. When does that come out? Like Thursday, right? Something like that?
Oh, yeah, because it's weird. They're doing it, she's releasing it like UK time.
Right.
So she releases it, I believe, midnight UK time.
Which is 7 p.m.
But 7 p.m. Eastern.
Right. Gotcha.
For everybody else.
Gotcha. Oh, that's a treat.
Yeah.
Get a little bit earlier than what you thought, huh?
Yeah.
5 hours?
So.
But that's it. So, I mean, it's Adele. I love it.
We can't say we didn't want new Adele.
Exactly.
We wanted new Adele. We're getting new Adele this Friday.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Bianca wants to introduce the news, Roz, if you're okay with it.
What makes you think you're worthy?
I've been practicing, and I listen to the show all the time, and I listen when other people call in and do it wrong.
Yeah.
And, but like my throat does kind of hurt, but I'm ready to try if you'll have me.
Okay.
That's what she said.
Okay. So, how old are you?
I am turning 26
Turning 26, and you've been listening to the show a while now.
since the beginning.
Okay, you know that when people call in to introduce the news, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, I can do it, no problem," and they either screw up the wording, the pacing, or they half-ass it. So what we need from you is perfection and a whole ass. Okay.
Okay.
You say a whole ass?
Yeah. Okay. No half-assing it around here. Okay.
Okay. I
Okay.
was actually thinking if I could like do like my own kind of little spin, like how you do sometimes.
Here we go.
Listen, like my favorite way that you've introduced it before is when you do it to the tune of "Do You Want to Build a Snowman?" And I absolutely love when you do it like that. And then I was thinking, like, what's a kind of funny way that I could do it, like to show like how much I love you guys and like stuff like that. I don't know.
You just want to add your own originality to it.
Like when I go, Mocha, are you ready?
Yeah.
So let's do the news. Okay, I get you. I like that one too.
Again, the Bianca special right now.
Okay, Bianca, we'll count you down, and then you just do you. Okay, girl?
Okay.
Okay, here you go. In 3, 2, 1.
Hey, Mocha.
Yeah.
Hey, Mocha.
Yeah.
Hey, Mocha, hey, Mocha, hey, Mocha, hey, Mocha, hey, Mocha.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Damn right.
Let's do the news.
Wow.
That was the absolute best, Bianca.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, Bianca, you slayed, girl. Thank you.
Wow, you just set the bar, huh?
Yeah.
Love you guys so much.
Love you
right
too.
back. Later.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast. News break.
James Bond in theaters today. No Time to Die. This will be...
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time to die.
Oh, man, I hope he says that line. You think he says that line?
What? Yeah.
Like when they say the title of the movie is a line in the movie?
That's always the best character in the movie, right? When you're lucky when you're the one that gets to say the name of the movie, right?
I have no time to die.
Yes. Yeah. I'm wondering if they even say that. I don't know. Maybe James Bond seems a little too highbrow to me even to do that.
They had no time to say it.
But Daniel Craig, this is his last. I think he was the longest Bond too to ever do it.
Really?
Yeah, for somebody who didn't want to do it in the first place. He really spent a lot of time being James Bond. And that, of course, comes to, well, who the hell's going to be the next James Bond and blah, blah, blah. Idris Elba's name keeps popping up. I think Idris Elba's too old. This is a long commitment. He's almost 50. And I'm not saying he's too old to do a lot of things. I'm just saying he's too old to be Bond because he's going to be like 60 plus. And
I need a fresh face.
yeah, well, because the problem with not the problem, but with this James Bond, and they even played it off in the trailer, which is Daniel Craig is that sort of older guy where he doesn't know the new tech world where he's like, I used to hunt bad guys, in alleys, and now it's, on the computer kind of thing. I think that James Bond, if you're going to do it, it needs to be young, and you need to really lean into that. Like he needs to be somebody who knows how to do that sort of new world.
Oh my God, I love these movies. What's the name of the guy who's in the Kingsman movies.
Oh, that young guy?
The young guy.
Yeah. I think it's a little too close, though, to
Is
James
it?
Bond to be that
guy. I think he'd be great
Yeah.
for being a new Bond.
But Idris Elba on a red carpet last night. I'm not 100% sure what he was promoting. I think it's called The Harder They Fall. And was asked about the possibility of taking over for Daniel Craig.
Don't think I can talk to you and not talk about James Bond because
Yes, you can. Surely you can.
how amazing would it be? We're talking about an all-black Western. How amazing would it be to have a black James Bond?
Look, I think it's the sign of the times, when we can stop talking about black, white, colour, then we're in a very healthy place. So
what does that mean? Are you going to do it?
Is this live TV?
It's on live, yeah.
He's
exclusive. This is it.
No, I'm not going to be John Bond.
But would you like to?
Who wouldn't?
Ooh, well, I'm not going to be Bond, but who wouldn't, right?
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Madonna was on with Jimmy Fallon last night and actually making news. This is my favorite kind of Madonna. So her Madam X drops today on...
What's Madam X?
On what? On Paramount. But we don't get that. Where is it up here? Tell me something. What? Where is it up here?
You can sign up for Paramount Plus online in Canada, but it costs $5 a month.
So her Madam X tour is on Paramount Plus apparently, and she was promoting that. And this is my favorite kind of Madonna because Madonna is actually really funny. Like this is my kind of Madonna as opposed to the Madonna you get on Instagram, which is not my favorite Madonna. But I like this Madonna. But this is Madonna actually making movie news. Listen to this.
These are myths and rumors about you, and it may or may not be true. Your first job was at Dunkin' Donuts, and you were fired.
Yeah. It was one of the first jobs I had working when I moved to Manhattan, and I did get fired because I was playing with the jelly squirter.
Oh, damn. Girl.
Okay, all right.
Have you ever seen a jelly squirter?
No, I haven't. All right, here we go. All right.
Okay, Madonna.
How about this? Vogue was originally only going to be a B-side because it wasn't considered strong enough to be released as a single.
Yeah, it's true.
Wait, what? But Vogue is the biggest song ever. It was the B-side? What was the A-side?
Well, there's a lot of unenlightened people in the world.
Yeah.
They can't see into the future.
There's a myth or a rumor you turned down the role of Catwoman in the film Batman Returns and the lead in Showgirls you turned down. Did you ever see those movies, and what did you think of them?
I saw them both, and I regret that I turned down Catwoman. It was pretty fierce.
Oh, really?
Showgirls, no. But I also turned down the role in The Matrix. Can you believe that?
You did?
I want to kill myself.
Oh, stop.
No, seriously.
You're Madonna.
That's like one of the best movies ever.
Anything. You don't regret anything. Look at you.
Teeny tiny part of me regrets just that one moment in my life.
Wow. So do you think so? It had to be Trinity in The Matrix,
Yeah,
right? Like that's
yeah,
the only
yeah,
role
yeah.
that you would regret turning down. But could you imagine The Matrix with Keanu and Madonna instead of Keanu and Carrie Ann Moss?
See, her being Madonna would take away from the movie. For me,
Yeah,
at
I
least.
agree. I didn't really
Right?
know who Carrie Ann Moss was before
Exactly.
The Matrix, and I
She
think
would have
that's
been
what really
like a
helps.
really good Catwoman.
You think though?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She would have done really well at that. Why don't we agree to disagree?
We just disagree completely.
Man, it's Thanksgiving. Like, let's not fight already, right? That's what family's for on Sunday. And there was something else I wanted to do. Hold on here. Give me 1 second. Oh, back onto the God, what was I going to say? Oh, on the Madonna thing. You know what that made me think of when he said that Vogue was going to be a B-side, right? Where it wasn't even going to be released as like a big single because people didn't think it was a great song. Yesterday we were doing Name That Quarantine? Whatever it was, where we were talking about Rolling Stone's 500 list, their list of the 500 greatest songs of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought there's some parts of that list that are just whack, right? Do you know that on that list that Ariana Grande's Thank You Next is 2 spots above Vogue?
Oh, really?
Oh, that is
That's the greatest song ever?
That's insulting to humanity.
Is that not like, right?
Yeah, that I don't disagree with.
No. Can we all agree to agree?
We can, yes.
This is how communication works, Maury.
Oh, okay.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Kristen Stewart on the red carpet talking about Spencer. A lot of people very excited about this. This is where Kristen Stewart transforms into Princess Diana. This is K-Stu.
It feels really good. I mean, it's a little nerve-wracking. I hope everyone's happy with it, but sometimes you kind of have to cancel out the noise and just have your own fantasy. I hope she's watching.
That has to be very nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine stepping into that role, showing up to work every day, and that's the character you have to play.
Well, especially because that young woman did it on The Crown so brilliantly and not that long ago.
Yeah.
Like maybe a year ago.
So that's in your mind as well.
Yeah.
I wonder if she watched.
Corrin? Well, Emma Corrin, right? Yeah, Emma Corrin.
I wonder if you think Kristen Stewart
She did.
watched?
She said she did.
She did?
Yeah, she said she did. And she thought
See,
it was brilliant.
that would bother me.
Yeah, but there's so much. It's
I
been
know.
done so many times before, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't there a musical, Diana, that was a massive flop? I think there was.
No, there wasn't.
Yeah, I think there was.
Really?
I think there was. Yeah. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe there was.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Barbara Corcoran from Shark Tank was on with The View and made a fat joke at Whoopi Goldberg's expense.
No.
Oh my God. So I guess they're talking about jeans in this clip. So we'll play you the joke that Barbara made, and then we'll get Barbara's reaction right after.
They really are for everybody. They're great jeans. Yeah.
Well, I have to try them. Will they fit this COVID?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they will.
Just thought I would ask.
They fit this COVID.
Okay, if they fit two COVID butts, we'll be fine. Yeah, she's acting like she got some behind.
And when you get finished with those jeans and decide you don't like them, give them to me. I'm going to make 2 pairs.
Oh, right.
Barbara.
Okay, so now we don't like
What's the
Wait. Let me just tell you something. Sarah Haynes and Jill Biden wore that dress already on TV.
That's not true.
Oh, Barbara.
Oh, wow.
Savage.
Wow, savage, right? Yeah. So here, Barbara went on social media right afterwards and had said this.
I just came back from The View and saw my old friend Whoopi. As you well know, she has a phenomenal sense of humor, and I've known Whoopi for years. I made a joke at Whoopi's expense, which I now realize wasn't funny. For anyone who I may have offended unintentionally, I just want to say I really am very sorry.
It's hard too when you're friends with somebody.
I know.
And you start goofing because you probably do that in private, right? Like
And
that's the
and
thing.
the regular world, we don't know.
Yeah,
But that's your relationship behind closed doors, right?
I know. But yeah, when you're done with them, give them back to me. I'll make 2 pair.
Oh, damn.
Jeez, that's a lot.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Netflix has suspended 3 employees for crashing a meeting of its top executives, including an out trans person who criticized the new Chappelle special. So Tara Field, who is a senior software engineer at Netflix based in San Francisco, was among those suspended late last week for attending the QBR, which is the, I don't know what they call that, something, quarterly quarterly business review, maybe? Is that what it is?
Go. Yeah.
Netflix did not suspend Field over her their recent tweets. There was Tara Field did a huge tweet thread about the Chappelle special, and Netflix made it clear that Tara Field was not suspended for the thread, but suspended for attending a meeting uninvited. Netflix goes on to say that it is absolutely untrue that we have suspended any employees for tweeting about this show. Our employees are encouraged to disagree openly, and we support their right to do so. They went on to say, as with our other talent, we work hard to support their creative freedom, even though this means there will always be content on Netflix some people believe is harmful, they go on to say.
Do you think that they were like in the meeting and then spoke up, or the meeting was happening and then they just like walked in on the meeting?
No, I think it was virtual.
Oh, okay.
Right? I think it was probably on a Zoom sort of thing, and they got the link and they just clicked. And I don't know what the 3 people said in that meeting. But
I just picture it like in the movies. It's
like
all
storming
these,
in?
Yeah, like all these nerdy suits.
No, that's
sitting
not
in a
it.
boardroom,
No.
and then like the 3 employees just open the door and they're like,
No.
Wait right there!
No.
Just 1 minute. We have something to say.
No, I don't even know if they did say anything. I think that maybe they were sitting there just observing while uninvited. But so Netflix is standing by the Dave Chappelle show, which is being accused by a number of groups as being transphobic.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Oh, George Clooney. So the story has always been, would Clooney ever run for office? And he's flirted with the idea, and he's been in interviews where he hasn't said yes, but hasn't said no. And the door has always kind of been open for Clooney. And especially now because McConaughey seems to be taking a real interest in running for governor of...
And being a little bit more vocal about it.
Yeah, of Texas. Although I think McConaughey recently just called politics a bag of rats. Isn't that what he said?
Wow, yeah.
So he may be changing his mind.
So not going to do that anymore.
But this is George Clooney in a new interview with BBC's Andrew Marr.
Do you ever see yourself, like some other actors, going into politics?
No.
Oh, wow.
No, because I actually would like to have a nice life.
Damn.
I turned 60 this year, and I had a conversation with my wife, and I said, we're working a lot, as we both do. And I said, we have to think of these as the halcyon years. If we have our health, which we do, knock on wood for a minute, and I'm 60 and I can, still play basketball and still do the things I love. But in 20 years, I'll be 80, and that's a real number. Doesn't matter how much you work out, doesn't matter how, what you eat, you're 80. And so I said, we have to make sure we enjoy and live these years in the best possible way.
Wow.
So there you go. I agree with him, though.
Yeah.
Right? Why get into that?
Very well put.
He can, and McConaughey brought this up too, which is where can you be the biggest sort of change maker? Where can you make the most difference? Being Matthew McConaughey, the famous actor who doesn't have to sort of align himself with state council and political this and that and fundraising and audits and all this stuff, or as the famous guy who can mobilize a whole lot of other famous people and a lot of money at a whim, and then you can bugger off back to Italy and go and hang out in the villa, right? What are you gonna do?
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Are you interested in that 90s show?
That 90s show.
That 90s show. I know you're a fan of that 70s show.
Huge fan of that show.
Huge fan.
Yeah, love that show.
Okay, so Netflix is putting together that 90s show.
No.
You're not interested?
No. Do you guys remember when they tried doing...
Wait. But Red and Kitty are still in it.
Okay, tell me more.
Okay, so what this show is about is this show is based around Eric and Donna's daughter, who goes back to Wisconsin for a summer, I guess, and stays with Red and Kitty.
Okay. Yes, I'm interested.
So
this is the third time, because they did that 80s show in 2002.
But it wasn't good, though.
Yeah,
and it wasn't, and there was no real tie-in to that 70s show, was there? No. Yeah. So this is going to be, Eric and Donna's daughter, right?
Okay, yes, I'm interested.
So we've bypassed the 80s, right?
Yes.
So she was, young. And now we get to the 90s where she's like teenager as the age they were in that 70s show.
Yes.
Going back to Wisconsin to hang out with Red and Kitty for, I guess, the summer.
Absolutely interested.
You're okay.
Because that character, Red, was classic.
Yeah.
Always angry.
He was everyone's dad.
Always hilarious.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So you are.
I'm definitely interested.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. Yeah. Because at first I read this headline and I blew right past it because I'm like, no. And then I was like, oh, wait a second. Kurtwood Smith and Deborah Jo Rupp are going to be in this? Yes, exactly.
Absolutely interested.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was going to bring up what Maury said about the 80s show.
But it was
when
bad,
they tried.
though.
It was like at the height of popularity of that set, or actually not even the height. It was as that 70s show was on a little bit of a decline. They introduced that 80s show,
right?
And I think it only aired like maybe 2 or 3 episodes before it was canceled.
And I'll tell you, if you are going to do that 80s show, quote unquote, that 80s show, what's that show that you love? What's that?
Goldbergs.
Yeah, the Goldbergs. Like, if you're interested in watching something that really could be called that 80s show, watch the Goldbergs.
Yeah.
Because it's brilliant, and it's got a ton of heart, and it's really, really wonderful. But that's really that 80s show. But yeah, so that 90s show is coming to Netflix with Red and Kitty Foreman.
All right. I'm here for it.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So Justin Bieber falls for a Tom Cruise deepfake and then also reignites his desire to fist fight Tom Cruise. Remember when he did that? Remember when he tweeted something
Yeah,
a
and
while
nobody could
ago.
figure out if it was fake or
Nobody knew.
like if he was
really.
being for serious.
Yeah, but so
I think Tom Cruise would kick his ass.
So they created this Tom Cruise deepfake, I guess, on TikTok, and there's a Tom Cruise impersonator named Miles Fisher who does the sort of voice of Tom Cruise. And then what they did is they deepfaked it. And deepfaking, just for if anybody's unfamiliar, is when they take all sorts of footage and pictures and everything you can get your hands on of a celebrity's face, and then they put it in like an AI machine, like a blender, and then what comes out is a perfect replica of that person. And that's why you can, like, they take movie clips and they'll put other actors' faces on those actors from famous movies, and you can't tell the difference sometimes. Like, they're really, really incredible.
The facial expressions are bang on.
Yeah. And if they get somebody who can do the voice, it's also incredible.
It's actually kind of scary.
And yeah, it's terrifying. And then so they did one of Tom Cruise where Tom Cruise is just like playing the guitar, where they turned Tom Cruise into a great guitar player. And when you look at this, it looks like Tom Cruise. Like there is no, I mean, it looks like a little bit of an older or sort of younger version of Tom Cruise, but it's still Tom Cruise. So here, I'll play a little bit of the clip. This is Miles Fisher doing the voice, but the face is very much Tom Cruise.
You know, I do all my own stunts, obviously. I also do my own music. I've got a sweet spot for a couple of artists, and people are surprised that I'm a big Dave Matthews guy.
Okay. Real, like, laugh and everything.
Yeah.
The snickering laugh.
Yeah, wait.
You got your ball, you got your own chain.
Okay, anyway. So Justin Bieber sees these, and then he reposts them with comments and says, Tom Cruise, I'm impressed with your guitar skills, but you could still catch these hands, my boy.
Wow.
So I guess he still wants to fight him. And then he wrote,
What's his problem with Tom Cruise?
And then he wrote, all jokes aside, Tom Cruise, you're shredding on that guitar.
Oh.
So Bieber fell for the deep fake. But quickly, here is Chris Hume, who is the creator of this deepfake. And listen to him explain how this happens. And if this isn't a little terrifying, I don't know what is.
We believed as long as we're making clear this is a parody, we're not doing anything to harm his image. But after a few videos, we realized, like, this is blowing up. We're getting millions and millions and millions of views.
How do you make this so seamless?
But it begins with training a deepfake model, of course. Where I have all the face angles of Tom Cruise, all the expressions, all the emotions. It takes time to create a really good deepfake model.
What do you mean training the model? How do you train your computer?
Training means it's going to analyze all the images of Tom Cruise, all his expressions, compared to my impersonator. So the computer is going to teach itself. When my impersonator is smiling, I'm going to recreate Tom Cruise smiling. And that's how you train it.
The computer is going to teach itself.
Yo, y'all are giving computers a little bit too much power.
The computer is going to teach itself.
You know what else the computer is going to teach itself to do? Kill us.
All of us.
Every single one of us.
And when they do come, they're going to look just like Tom Cruise. And that's going to break my heart a little bit because I really like him.
Playing the guitar. Playing Dave Matthews, man. That's how you're going to die.
Yeah, that's an army of Tom Cruises and Dave Matthews.
Yeah.
Right?
See it,
Yeah, that's our future. Right? I don't know what the invasion was going to look like, but I knew it wasn't going to look like that.
Can Tom Cruise do anything about it? I wonder.
No, it's parody, and there's parody laws in the U.S. and
That's scary,
else.
man.
I mean, if it was like a sex tape or something like that,
Sure.
then absolutely they could. But Tom Cruise,
But the guy's
sitting
having fun.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you can do.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Lego has pledged to make its toys more gender neutral and eliminate stereotypes. They're going to some of the changes. They haven't included a lot of the changes, but some of the changes are they're going to remove labeling such as for boys or for girls in a bid to match the wishes of its young customers. And it's funny because this was a parody, like, I don't even know, a year ago, one of those parody, The Onion or The Babylon, whatever it was. They made a parody headline saying that Lego was going genderless. And what they showed in the picture was just a block because they took off the bumps and the holes, right?
Oh.
So they actually made like the actual blocks
It's straight up
genderless.
just a flat
So it's just a flat block at that point.
I didn't think Lego had gender specific.
So,
I guess maybe
they
do.
did. What they did is they did a massive survey, and it was actually Gina Davis's organization that did the survey for Lego. And they talked to 7,000 people, and at the end of it, they said this. Lego said, despite the progress made in girls brushing off prejudice at an early age, gender attitudes surrounding play and creative careers remain unequal and restrictive. They go on to say, girls today feel increasingly confident to engage in all types of play and creative activities, but remain held back by society's integrated gender stereotypes as they grow older. Our job now is to encourage boys and girls who want to play with sets that may have traditionally been seen as, quote, not for them. Because if you look at Lego, they're very much, when you even look at the packaging, like it may not say for boys, for girls, but there's Lego is very deep into the blue-pink world.
Yeah, now that I think about it,
Yeah.
when you go into that store, or even if you're looking for stuff, you could get like, let's say like the Jurassic Park,
that's
full
the-
of dinosaurs, and
Yeah.
then another one may be like a princess castle that you can build. Right?
and that's part of it is that Lego does these deals, right? Like they do. They have a huge deal with Barbie, and I know even Barbie's going through all these changes.
Yeah.
But it's still aesthetically like it looks like boy Lego and girl Lego. So that's
Yeah.
what they're going to try and change.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So Tom Bergeron was talking to what's that guy's name? Not Tom Selleck. What?
George Clooney.
Yeah, Tom Selleck? No, Bob Saget. Thank you. I think it was one of those two guys on his podcast
Danny Tanner.
about why he was let go from Dancing with the Stars.
In all candor, it wasn't the show that I left was not the show that I loved.
There you
so
go.
at the end of the season that turned out to be my last season, I kind of knew. So I took everything out of my dressing room that I really wanted. And
did you think people were going to go in and do the
I
old?
just felt like it was kind of obvious that we were kind of butting heads, and it wasn't a pleasant. It was great to have Erin at my side because she and I just kind of locked arms and did the show. And I would challenge anybody to look at videos of that season and see anything different. I wasn't surprised that was my last season. So there was no blue period. Actually, I think Erin and I had more fun being fired than virtually anybody. When I found out who they replaced me with and that person had the same initials as me, my tweet was, well, I guess I'm not getting back my monogram towels.
Tom Bergeron. I do miss him, though. I really do.
And now it's time for Ask Roz and Mocha.
Hello. It's the Roz and Mocha Show. Welcome to it. Actually, Roz and Mocha Show podcast. Time to answer some questions. I don't want to mess up your name. I could say what I think it is, but I'd rather you tell us so that I don't say it wrong.
Oh, no, let me try and guess. Hold on, this is a fun game. I like screwing up people's names.
Wait. Are you there, by the way?
Hi, I'm here.
Okay. Don't say anything. You say how you think, Roz. Maury, you say how you think. I'll tell you how I was going to pronounce it.
So it's Jenica and then Lee. Lee.
Yes.
It's either, I would like, normally you would say Jenica because that's just the way that letters work together.
Okay.
But you could also say Jenica, I guess, if your parents decided that that's what they want. Or you wouldn't say,
get one guess.
You wouldn't say Genisa. I'm going through all the options here.
Yeah, but you might be stealing one of our options.
And then I'm going to come to my decision. Jenica. Yeah, I'm going to go Jenica Lee.
Okay. Dan Maury?
My immediate thought was Yannicka Lee.
Oh, Yenica.
Yeah, my answer is Yenica.
But see, the Lee threw me off because that's very like Anglo, right? Like that's very.
Maybe she married somebody.
So, but wait, is Lee your last name or is Lee your middle name?
No, Lee's my last name.
Oh, Lee's your last name.
Is it a married name?
Oh, interesting.
It is not.
It is not. What do you think, Mocha?
I'm saying Yenica.
Yenica.
I think it's Yenica Lee.
How do you pronounce your name?
It's Jenica.
Jenica.
Oh,
there you
jeez.
go.
Why'd we
Yeah.
do this?
So I could be right.
Oh, of course.
All right, Jenica, go ahead.
Well, my question is more for Mocha. I just started the Calm app, and I was wondering what you would recommend listening to, because sometimes I'll finish the meditation, and then I'll still be awake.
Oh, okay. So the Calm app, very popular.
You've been on that for a while now.
Yeah.
Do you
For
still
a
use it, though?
year. I do. I stopped for a little bit, and I'm getting back
Do you have
into
to pay for it?
You do, but here's the thing: like my wife and I were using the app like so much that there was this one time they had a one-time offer. You pay one fee and you get a lifetime membership.
Oh,
and I think it was like $400 or something.
Yeah,
but we both use it like pretty much every single day.
$400?
Yeah, so I got the lifetime.
But how much
membership.
is it normally? Can you give me like a sort of like
You
a
know what?
comparison?
I don't even know.
Is it but is it a month?
Oh, Jenica, you can tell us.
How much is it, Jenica?
I don't know. I got it through my school district.
Oh, wow.
okay.
Cool. Everybody, this is one of those things where everybody's like, oh my God, it's so expensive. But then everybody gets them, right?
Oh, let me look it up.
for free.
App.
It's like when I used to go to bars, and I swear to God, I was the only one that paid that damn cover charge.
But you look.
You paid cover charge?
Nah, you know
Wouldn't
what I
they
mean?
want
Like
you
years
in there?
ago. No, I mean before.
No, I mean because of your looks.
Oh my God! This is how much
Yeah,
we
they
pay?
charge me,
Oh,
though.
geez.
How much is it?
Okay, so $76.99.
Wow.
A year.
A year.
Okay.
That's not bad, though.
But this.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should say this.
Yeah, say it. Yeah.
The lifetime membership.
Yeah.
$500.
$500.
Is 400 what you told Jenna what it cost?
She's the one that hit subscribe to buy now.
I just thought you.
Yeah.
'cause
And
I-
is it good for two phones?
Oh yeah,
It is.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
cool. Okay. Because I know
listen,
it's like
to have Idris Elba put me to sleep every single night with that voice. $500, worth it.
Because I know with Masterclass, do you ever see those? They pop up on
Yeah.
social all the time. So Masterclass is, I think that the way that they do their billing is that like a year or whatever it is subscription, I don't even know how it works, is like I think like $250 or something like that, right? But that only gives you 2 computers you're allowed to use it on. And so, because
you get a key.
it's one of those things that people share, right? So it's like, hey, give me your Masterclass password, give me your and then you'll go watch it at home on your thing. So and then I think that the tier above that is 5 computers, and I think it's like an extra $100 or something like that for the year. So it's a lot of money. Those things,
I spent
those subscription-based
$12.99 on
things.
Paramount Plus. I have to cancel that today.
Oh wow!
Or before I forget, because I want to watch Madonna.
So Jenica, you want to know?
Yeah, what do you use?
So I don't know how it is for you when you fall asleep, but for me, I could only get through. It's very rare that I get through the entire meditation. But I only do the daily calm, which are 10-minute meditations. So they play the soft music. They have sound effects in the background, like whether it's rain.
Really?
Or, like soothing, kind of calming sounds. And a very soft and like delicate voice talks you through like the relaxation process of getting you ready for bed or getting you ready for whatever it is, that thing that you're doing, and maybe give you a little bit of motivation.
Yeah.
But usually it takes me less than 10 minutes. I'll fall asleep within the first 2 minutes, but they have longer stories, like Harry Styles has one, Matthew McConaughey has one.
Now, when you say
Irma
story-
Have you
Gerdler
tried?
has one.
Have you tried those ones?
Yo, okay, let me tell you straight up. I tried the Matthew McConaughey one.
Yeah.
It's called Wonder.
Yeah.
The McConaughey sleep story in the Calm app is 29 minutes. In the first 2.5 minutes, he gives an intro to the story. And I've tried, I think, like 3 times to listen to McConaughey.
Yeah.
And within the 2.5 minute intro, I'm out.
Oh,
I'm done.
You didn't get to the story.
Didn't even get to the story.
Now, are they what kind of stories are they? Like, are they famous stories? Are they stories that these guys wrote themselves?
So,
are
no,
they written for them?
I believe
or-
some of them are written for them. I believe some of them, because I haven't been able to listen to any,
Yeah.
I believe some of them are actual stories that they then go and read. What's that guy from Bridgerton?
Reggae Jean Page.
That him, yeah. He's got one on here that's 32 minutes called The Prince and the Naturalist.
Oh.
And then they also have like music and
Is
other...
it like Netflix where halfway through it just pops up saying, "Are you still there?"
No,
it
not at
doesn't.
all.
No.
It'll just keep going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting.
So it depends on what it is you're looking for. If you're looking for something to help put you to sleep, if you are somebody who has trouble sleeping and it takes you a little bit longer, I would say, like for me, like I said, 10 minutes. The 10-minute daily meditations are the ones that I can kind of get through. But then if you're looking for something a little bit longer, I'd say try some of the sleep stories.
I was worried the sleep stories would make me more awake because I'll be interested in the story.
Well, they're not sexy.
Yeah, it's not Idris Elba like
right. It's
talking
not
about like removing articles of clothing that he's wearing.
like they're not getting you undressed and stuff like that. It's
But they also have
but maybe you're right. Maybe they're not boring enough. You know, like maybe
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Have you tried, Jenica, have you tried any of the kind of remixed, calmer versions of some of the popular music that they have on there?
I haven't yet.
Okay, try those. Like Wonder by Shawn Mendes is on there. There's a Katy Perry song on there. There's Ariana Grande Breathin' is on there. I know they have Circles by Post Malone, which, traditionally you hear those songs, they have beats in them, right? But these are kind of like more laid back, stripped down versions of these artists. Like it's the actual song, but the arrangement of the music has been changed up a little bit to be a little bit more soothing, a little bit more calm.
All right, I'll try those.
All right.
I found something that's helped me sleep for the last 3 days.
Liquor. Which is?
There's dripping in the wall, and I find it so relaxing. It's just drip, drip, drip in the like the HVAC system or whatever in our bedroom. And I find it so relaxing.
Most people would be getting a hammer and finding where that thing comes from.
No, the dripping's been putting me to sleep.
Hold on, let me see. Does it sound like this? You just need that music with the water playing in the background. Like, does this kind of stuff, like waves rolling in with that soft kind of tone in the background, Jenica, does that sound like something that you'd be into?
I've tried to adjust this music and it didn't work. So I've tried more the sleep meditation, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Oh, okay. Like this one right here. This one's an hour long. So you put this
And
on.
it's just that,
And
huh?
it's just this, yeah.
I'm down with that. I don't mind
Guaranteed you'll fall asleep.
Yeah, I
What
don't
happens
hate,
when
I don't
it
hate that
ends?
stuff.
It just fades out. Anyway, oh my God, this is so relaxing. Whatever you do, don't listen to. I made a rookie mistake, and I tried to listen to the LeBron James. He's got like a motivational kind of series of 4 episodes, and I tried to listen to it on my way home from work one day. Oh man,
That's not a good idea.
No, not at all.
That's
no,
not
but
a good
I thought it was
idea.
like because it's like motivational speak, right?
Yeah.
How to empower your mind and stuff like that. Championship mentality. But he's just like talking in such a calm manner. I'm like ready to sleep. But anyway, that's those are kind of like my picks. The way I navigate the app, Jenica.
All right, thank you.
All right, no worries. Thank you for listening. Appreciate you.
Bye.
Oh, wait. Between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
Roz.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Is it because I calm you down or no?
No, it's got me hooked on the show when I started listening in Vancouver a few
sick.
years ago.
Oh, nice. Shout out to Van City.
Thank you.
Right
All right,
on.
girl. You
Thanks
take
for
care.
calling in.
Bye.
Really appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Bye. Allison says here, what are some traits that you are finding you do now that your parents used to do when you were a kid?
Things can be too loud for me. Where I went the majority of my life, it was never loud enough. No matter what it was never loud enough. I loved noise, right? I loved noise. I loved music. Everything had to be loud. Now I don't like loud things.
Really?
But I don't know when it happened.
Wow.
Right? I don't like loud anything, right? The occasional movie if I'm like super into it and stuff like that. But if I'm ever reaching for the remote to do something, it's to turn it down. Right?
Really?
Yeah. I also used to love I loved when I was younger sitting in a room watching a movie with all the lights off.
Yeah.
Now,
Great.
I cannot.
Why?
I
Because
need
your eyes are so bad.
No, I need a lamp. I need like the room to be, yeah.
Bright?
Yeah, bright. Not
No.
bright, but just like atmospheric. Like I can't sit
Well
in the
lit.
dark anymore, right? And my kid is now at the age where she wants to watch movies in like pitch black.
It's the best.
Like it's a movie theater. And I'm like, hell no. You put that Christmas tree back on, or you put that lamp back on, or you do whatever. I can't sit in the dark anymore.
I have the lights
eyes,
off
man.
all the time.
Do
all
you?
the time. Even when I'm not watching TV, I just love darkness. I don't like things to be bright.
Oh yeah, no. I like things to be moody. I like using light to like create sort of like a mood kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right? I can't. But if it's all dark, I won't sit down and watch
Does
anything.
Catherine know if the lights are a certain way, it's time to...
What?
Like, is there sexy mood lighting that you do?
What? We're sitting down on the couch watching like Netflix with our kid.
I didn't mean with your kid.
like Hey, Rox, hey, give us a couple minutes.
Daddy needs 2 at the most.
No, she does because we go to bed and we turn the lights off. So I guess that's the only light cue, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like when we're in the room. Now, when you have a kid, you don't do that stuff on the couch anymore.
Really?
You don't. Even when the kid's not there, you don't because it's just
Feels
not.
weird.
It's just not right.
Yeah, I
right.
know.
Like,
I
you don't do
know.
that stuff on the couch anymore. It's just not cool.
David
Not
Morey,
cool.
some traits that you are finding you do now that your parents, or I guess your dad Frank, used to do when you were a kid?
I really found out this weekend when I was there for Thanksgiving. We were sitting outside in the backyard, and he was telling a story, and I was trying to tell part of the story, whatever. And we both do the exact same thing. If somebody starts
Interrupting
talking,
each other constantly.
No.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
that I found out long ago.
Yeah, go ahead.
I found that if somebody starts sort of asking a question or talking while you're telling a story, and you go, "Hello, I'm telling the story."
So interrupting each other,
Yeah,
right?
big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maury's notorious for using the
Or
hello
he
line.
does this, and I do this. Like, hello?
Yeah.
Hello? You remember, Mocha was at a party for my birthday, and all the Shermans do that. Hello?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh? That's
I was
your
in a room
thing?
full of hellos.
Really?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Like, if you don't answer and I tell you something.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
if
but it's not if you don't answer. It's if you don't answer immediately.
Right. They need immediate acknowledgement.
Yeah, like,
tell
hey, what'd you do over the weekend? Hello, what'd you do over the weekend?
Yeah, that.
I'm like, dog, like I'm listening here.
Wow.
Like, let me finish listening.
Wow. Okay, that's aggressive. Very aggressive.
For me, I would say and
Hello?
I'm telling a story here. Hello, can you hear me? It's the putting my hands behind my back when like walking around or like staring out the window.
Yeah.
My dad back in the day it would take him a long while to get certain tasks around the house done. And I find that I'm turning into that as well, where I will, the what's the phrase? It's measure twice, cut once.
Yes.
With my dad, it's like measure 50 times
okay.
before you finally do whatever
enough.
that thing is that you're doing. And now I find that I'm the exact same way. I'll like go to put something up on the wall and I will measure. I'll make sure I'll write it down. I'll measure again. Then I'll take whatever that thing is that I'm putting up on the wall. I'll hold it up, measure again, line it up. Like it takes me forever.
You got the good traits from your old man.
To do
got all
things
the
like that.
annoying ones.
Hello?
Yeah. You know what I mean? You should be thankful for those.
Michael says here, I'm interested to know what goes on outside of the actual show. Do you all go home and come up with topics for the show the next day, or is it all just off the cuff stuff? And then a follow-up is, what exactly is the role of Dammit Morey and Shem as producers of the show? Well, when Roz leaves here, he goes to do job number 2, which is work for ET Canada. And so your day doesn't wrap until like 6, 7 o'clock at night sometimes, right?
Right, yeah. So
You got a full day.
Yeah, so I'll run out of here at in this morning and then go up and then I do the live show, which is on Facebook and YouTube and somewhere else, I think. That's half hour, and then I spend the rest of the day just taping the network show that's going to run on TV that night. So I go and do 2 shows, sometimes 3, depending on what kind of specials they have going on. But yeah, so I'll go and do that all day. But I think that as far as the way that we put the show together, I think it's just everybody is just expected to come in fully prepared, to do whatever. And
we don't sit around at night like on a phone call or like a meeting or say, okay, here are the things we're going to talk about tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or, in hour number 1, we're going to do this, and this. Hour number 2, we're going to do this, and this. Like the show does not operate that way at all.
No, it's like having like a bunch of stuff in a bucket or a barrel, right? And somebody's going to reach in there and pull something out, and you're going to look at it, and it's going to tell you what we're going to do at that moment. But the thing is, everybody knows enough about all the things in that bucket to be able to take
I
part,
always
to
say
be
it's
able
like
to have
we're
a
out for
conversation.
A coffee shop sitting around the
Hello?
coffee table.
See what I mean? Do you remember how upset Maury got like 10 minutes ago when I said that he interrupted people? Do you remember how upset he got?
I don't call that interrupting.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, Maury's notorious for interrupting
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
time.
Yeah. So,
or when you're telling a story and then Maury will jump in and like finish that story because he knows the information as well.
No, what Maury does is I will go, oh my God. So yesterday I'm in the car and I'm a red light and Maury goes, ah! And I know as soon as he does that, I'm like, here we go. And I go, so I'm at a red light yesterday and Maury goes, me too. And do you know what happened?
Yes.
And I go,
That's exactly
I'm like,
Maury.
I don't care, right?
Yeah.
I'm telling a story right now. And then I go, hang on. And I go, so I'm at this red light. And anyway, this car comes whipping around the corner, right? No turn signals, no nothing, with like a super old person driving. And he goes, you know my Nana still drives.
I know.
And then I'll go, it wasn't your Nana. And he goes, yeah, but you know what else my Nana can do? And then he'll just go on and tell his giant story about what his Nana can do.
She can make a pie in 5 minutes.
It takes you 25 minutes to tell like the simplest story when you're telling it to Maury because every single thing that comes out of your mouth, Maury's like,
Yeah, but hypothetically, I've been getting better at that.
I don't think
you
so.
have not.
You interrupt so much, dude, that sometimes in this room, people can't even finish telling a story
and then
because you go on a rant.
Somebody will start saying something, and it's so difficult for Maury to not jump in that sometimes, like if you're saying, so again, yesterday I'm at a red light, Maury will look in front of you and go, up.
I've never done that.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Like he's
They're
like a
waiting to
dog,
jump
like he's
in.
waiting to jump in. And I know he's not listening at that point
I
to
know.
me, right? So it doesn't matter what you're saying. So I'll just go, okay, Maury, go ahead. And then I'll just let him have his say, and then I'll just continue on with my story.
All right, Maury, continue.
So-
Hello,
so-
continue.
I have no idea.
So besides that, what do you answer the question? What do you do for the show? Maury?
No, I was just saying that it's like we're all sitting around a coffee shop table, right? Like, just
a coffee shop table.
Shooting the ass.
Right. Okay. This is the other thing that Maury does. Right? So I'll go like this. I'll go, you know what this show is like? This show is like the perfect pizza where every slice is everybody's favorite thing on a pizza. But it just so happens that we all like all the, and Maury will go, oh, you know what it's like? It's like a pie where every, and I'm like,
we just gave the analogy.
Yeah, I'm like, I just said that. That's what you do.
Okay.
Right?
So the other part of Michael's question is what exactly is the role of Dammit Maury and Shem as producers of the show? Dammit
I never
Maury,
answer
go
this
ahead.
question. I let Roz answer.
I'm not answering for you.
Okay, Shem, go ahead.
Okay. I'm the executive producer of the show. The show runs nationally across
Hello.
the country. Hello. And I'm responsible for putting the show together nationally.
Right. Yeah, because it's wherever you listen to the show from, there's a much larger sort of version of this show that exists in all sorts of different places.
Marla says here, if you were to star as the main role in any movie that was already made, what movie would it be?
Marty McFly.
Oh, good one. I was going to say the same thing.
Marty McFly.
Yeah,
hands
that's a
down.
really good one.
Really, huh?
Or one of the Ghostbusters.
Really, huh? You wouldn't want to say like you'd star as like the female lead in a movie where they got to make out with Zac Efron?
I almost said or Jack in Titanic.
Wow, no sex, huh, More? You didn't want to do a love scene with anybody?
Yeah, but then I'd have to be the girl, right?
Sure.
No, if I wanted to be with Zac Efron, I'd have to be the girl.
But you're playing that role. You're still a man. You'd just be playing that role.
Oh, I'd have to.
And you still make up with Zac Efron.
Oh, I thought I'd have to get into the woman's skin.
Huh?
Into her skin?
No,
like,
man.
I would have to be the woman, right? Otherwise, it's changing the whole movie.
Yeah, but it's your fantasy, man.
If you were to... Oh, I was taking this seriously. Okay.
You were taking it seriously by saying Marty McFly. Right? Sorry, I thought I was taking it seriously. The hypothetical of what
then I'm
character
changing
would
it
you
to,
love to
The
play in a movie
Notebook.
that's already been made?
Oh, The Notebook.
So I can be in the rain.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
Right. Mocha.
Oh, man.
With Ryan
I don't know.
Gosling.
I was going to say Back to the Future, maybe Scarface. I love that movie.
Who would you play in Scarface?
Scarface.
Oh, okay,
Al
cool.
Pacino.
Okay.
Oh, why not like Central Intelligence and I can be The Rock's character?
I don't think you would want to do that. I think you'd want to be...
Or Kevin Hart. I can be Kevin Hart.
so you could do it with The Rock.
Yeah.
Right?
Wait,
What?
What? Do it with The Rock?
Yeah, the movie.
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought you were like tricking me.
No, you could be Golden Jet.
Yeah.
And then he could be The
that's
Rock.
what I'd be.
Yeah, God, I love that movie. That's one of my favorite movies, man. It's one of my favorite comedies that's come out in like the last 10 years.
Oh my God, why wouldn't you want to be Forrest?
Oh, hello.
Why wouldn't you want to be Forrest?
Hello?
Forrest Gump? Who wants to be Forrest Gump?
Bro,
Like,
you know how many times Jenna broke his heart in that movie?
Also,
no thanks.
But you think Mocha wants to be like, we were just talking about like starring in a movie with The Rock, and you're like, why don't you be the skinny white guy in short pants?
Where his legs don't work proper.
Okay.
What about you?
For me, I don't know. It's an interesting question. Like, I just think that there's movies that would have been a ton of fun to make, even though I'm like not a huge fan of that movie per se, right?
Right.
But I think that if I was going to do a movie, I wouldn't want to do one like on green screen. Like, I think in my head, I'm like playing Neo in the original Matrix would be a hell of a lot of fun to make.
Yeah.
That movie looks like it would be a lot of fun to make. I'd probably have a really good time doing that, getting to play with, like, shoot guns and do all those wire tricks and everything else. To me, that looks like a lot of fun, but I don't want to be sitting there doing it all on green screen and stuff, right? So I was thinking more of like practical, what could you
I thought you were going to say Julia and Julia so you could have sex with Meryl Streep.
Julia, why would I say that? When have I ever said anything about Meryl Streep?
I was trying to think of who you'd want to do.
Also, who has sex with Meryl Streep and Julia and Julia?
Stanley Tucci.
Do they, though?
Yeah, they're in the bath together.
Yeah. Wow.
Your ideas.
Your ideas,
Taking a bath.
man. Your ideas. Wouldn't you want to take a... What about starring in a movie where you can take a bath with Meryl Streep? I know you well enough to know that you've always wanted to do that. Right? Like, who says that?
Yeah, and also when they were filming that movie, she wasn't like really naked, right?
Right?
Yeah, well, it's a fantasy.
Even still, she's dressed up like Julia Child.
Yeah.
Like when you take Meryl Streep on her best day, right? Meryl Streep on her best day, sure, absolutely, beautiful woman. But when you take Meryl Streep and you dress her up like Julia Child, like that's not like she may be on the list, but she's not high on the list.
Yeah, that's weird,
of
man.
like fantasies that you would
Strange
have.
guy.
Right?
So strange.
And no disrespect to Meryl Streep or
Julia Child.
but that voice though, right?
All right. Well, this has been the Roz Mocha Show podcast. Feel free to leave your comments when we post on Instagram at Kiss925. By the way, every week we'll post a picture that reads "Ask Roz Mocha." This has been the Roz Mocha Show podcast. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10
on Kiss 92.5.
Kiss925.com.
Or download the Kiss 92.5 app.